What's up, everybody? Welcome to the College Gamer Podcast, episode 20. I'm your host, Alex Tudor, and as always, we have our guests. This week, Logan Sowers. How you doing, Logan?
Pretty good. How about you?
Well, Logan, I'm doing pretty darn good. And I think we're all doing pretty darn good because we got something special going on, but we'll get to that later. Next up, we got Houston Miller. How you doing, Houston?
Pretty good. First time, I felt like a genius when I walked in here.
That's no joke.
I solve a
That is-
major problem. It's great.
That is no joke.
Nothing better to make people feel
We really
less
can't
intelligent.
do that without you. We need you for this.
True. I'm the
Yeah,
only
we're
one
glad
with
to have you on
experience.
board.
We are virgins in that area. Let's just put it that way.
I'm
Glad to have you on board.
well versed.
You're like the Ron Jeremy of X-Men.
Alex is entirely useless there.
No joke.
Lay back
no
He has
joke.
Fumbling around.
I don't know what
I
I'm
have a
doing.
little bit of
Yeah.
experience.
Lay back and
more
think of
than the two
England.
you.
That's basically all you can do.
But not a lot.
Last up, we have Will Powell. How you doing, Will?
I'm doing very well.
That's awesome, Will. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can probably see right before you, right here, we do have a new console amongst our midst.
Don't press any buttons,
Whatever.
Logan.
Mints.
In our midst.
Mints. In our mints.
Minsk?
In our
in the
A city in
arsenal.
Russia?
In the Minsk.
Minsk?
We have an Xbox One. College Gamer is officially multi-platform.
So that means we actually have three. We have the PS3
We
as
were
well.
multi-platform
PS4.
before. We're just
We have the PS3 as
Well, that's
well.
what I'm
We
saying,
just need to get a Wii
multi-platform.
U.
We have the PS4, the PS3, the Xbox One, and this is the
should
blue
really
guy.
get a Wii U because
Blue guy?
it is not
The blue guy,
a bad
yes, the
system.
3DS.
I won't get it.
So here, like Logan said, let's get a little bit more clear what
Yeah.
we cover now. We cover 3DS, PS3, PS4, PC, and now Xbox One.
And Houston
And
has
360.
Houston has the 360.
Well, Houston
so
has
if
a
we-
360,
He
so-
could do things for us
yeah.
if we wanted.
For now, I have a 360.
Unfortunately,
It's about to go bye-bye.
for College Gamer to acquire the Xbox One, we had to sacrifice the PlayStation Vita. Kind
And
of.
we'll probably have one soon. So
You know,
Oh no, not the Vita.
Well,
the one that we never play.
kind of depressing.
was it
because
your Vita?
yeah,
Oh.
Borderlands 2 was coming out next month for the Vita.
there was
Yeah.
that.
It's a cool game to play on the
Didn't
go.
Greg Miller talk about that? Yeah.
But I never really, I never used my Vita. I download all those free games through PlayStation
And you
Plus,
just stay there.
and I put them on the Vita, and I never play
Yeah.
them.
I mean, well, we got an Xbox One out of it. So
Yeah, we got an Xbox
hey.
One out of it. So, hey, all's well that ends well. We got the Titanfall bundle, so we will be doing a lot of Titanfall stuff. For this video,
Everybody got the Titanfall bundle.
Yeah.
Apparently.
yeah,
I'll get the
every
Titanfall bundle.
every week when we do the podcast, we usually do a live stream while we are podcasting. This week we tried to do a Titanfall live stream, but the game is taking a little bit longer to download than we anticipated. So, no live stream tonight, but next week, be sure
Longer.
to tune into the live stream on Twitch. It'll be through one of the College Gamer tags. Probably Nick.
Yeah.
Just check that out. It'll be kind of cool. We're gonna switch up games every week. PS4 games, Xbox One games.
The Xbox 3.
Not
Hey,
out
it
yet.
could have been the
another
Xbox 3.
couple of-
Could have been the Xbox 3.
It
But
should have been the Xbox 3.
Should've
Mark
been
3.
720.
Here's what they should have called
Should've
it:
been
the Mark
720.
3.
Mark 3.
Xbox
Now
Mark
we're
3.
Iron
That kind of
Man.
works.
Yeah,
That kinda
that
works.
would have been
You
cool.
can call it the XM3. It'd be really cool.
Yeah. But no, it's the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and see, it just recognized me here.
Stop
just-
listening.
Xbox. Stop listening. There we go.
Thank
Nice.
There you go. So we
So-
can't say
Well,
that
the name.
anymore.
I
We
will
can't
say one
the
thing.
name
I will say
anymore.
one thing.
Name
As
is
for
not taboo.
for their
It's not
voice
very good.
recognition, it seems that the Xbox One is far superior to the PlayStation camera.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just less obstinate.
We
To
will-
get his PlayStation to do anything. He has to yell. Alex has to yell it
Yeah.
in a British accent. And
Well,
sometimes it works.
I have to do the same thing with the Xbox One, the Kinect. So
Yeah. Well,
it doesn't like
it
my
listens pretty well.
Well, it doesn't like a lot of people trying to poke it with sticks at
yeah,
once.
that's true. That's true. Well, we'll have
But
to
when you have
try that.
ginger-loving hands like these, you can sort through
Again,
all
you're the
that
Xbox Ron Jeremy.
and fix it.
Okay. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, as always, do we have any other news?
Well, we have news.
Well, we have news,
Well, we
but
have
I mean,
news.
anything we want to
And let's get
We
to
could
the
discuss,
news.
I mean,
like, the differences
Project
between
Spark.
the two of them. You know.
Project
We
Spark.
had
We'll
X-
talk
we-
about that later,
we-
but
Alex has Project Spark.
is fun.
True.
The beta.
yeah, we'll be talking about
Both.
that.
Both betas.
Both betas. All betas. Anyway,
All the
let's move on. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we go down to the line of panel here, and we discuss news topics in the gaming industry
So-
that has been happening in the past week.
Basically, the standard drill. We're just doing what we do.
We each have like 2 or 3 news stories, so let's go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and start, I guess. first news story off the press, hot off the press, as in
hurts.
yesterday, which was Tuesday. SimCity, Maxis released SimCity Update 10, and this update brings offline play to SimCity
Hallelujah.
a year after launch. A year after launch. This update pretty much overrides the issue that everybody had with the game was the online DRM policies. Like, you always had to be online to play it. You always had to be connected and shared with your friends, and there were a lot of cloud save issues.
So
like how
Microsoft
this
actually
next gen, they weren't the first ones to come up with this. It was The Sims. So lay off Microsoft.
Yeah, but that's why Microsoft.
just because you're
everybody
right
got-
next to an Xbox controller does not mean you get to be pro
no.
Xbox all the time.
Everybody. Hold on. That was good organization.
Put it over there.
Anyway,
What
don't
have
knock
you
over the
done?
coffee.
What have you done?
Anyway, hold on.
Well, now I'm a PlayStation guy.
Messed up the entire ritual.
So the Microsoft, everybody got on Microsoft because they hated the SimCity DRM.
Yeah.
Because of the SimCity DRM and the bad reputation that got, DRM had a negative connotation throughout all of early last year.
But for good reason.
Yeah. So
I stopped playing Sims during Sims 3.
Well, this is SimCity.
this is SimCity.
I know. I stopped playing
SimCity's
Sims
an
3.
It's
excellent
different.
game.
It's better, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I
better
like
game.
building, I would like to build my own house, but not a whole city.
It-
Unless
have
it
you
was
ever
like
played it?
medieval and you could
It's
build your
awesome.
own.
You can
like-
destroy the
And
city.
yet
You can
Sitting
destroy
there
the city with
playing-
natural phenomena.
Sitting there
aliens.
playing Project Spark.
Okay, that's different.
No, it's
That's
not.
it.
I control everything
That's
in that.
different.
You control everything in the city. You build everything.
Can you make hordes of goblins that attack you?
Basically.
No, you can't.
And they can't
Why?
swim.
They can't
I made
swim.
them not swim.
Yes.
It was great.
But
Are goblins like monkeys and cats? They don't like water?
In Sims, the only thing that
No,
I-
they go in the water and they just get stuck.
Oh,
I
okay.
would-
So
I made their
they're
speed
water
zero.
soluble.
Sims, the only thing that I actually found fun about it was like you build a house, you put your people in the house, like I guess 4 people you
Yeah.
can get up to, and then you take away the doors
Well, that was Sims.
and leave them in there, or you
Dude,
get them in the pool and you take a ladder
nothing
out.
is
That's
more-
like a Tamagotchi and never feeding it. It just
Yeah.
kind of dies.
Yeah, it's
You're a
great.
sick bastard.
That
I
is-
am.
That is no. I mean, okay, nothing really is as satisfying as building your awesome mega city and then destroying it with meteors.
So
or sending
essentially-
Godzilla in or
Yeah, or
something.
sending
Essentially-
Godzilla in. Yeah.
Like you,
Essentially
Seriously,
what
you
I'm
can.
hearing here
You can.
from pretty
can.
much everybody here, whether it's playing Sims, it's playing SimCity,
Mm-hmm.
it's playing Project Spark.
Water soluble
Everybody-
goblins.
Everybody loves to be God. Playing
Yeah,
it
pretty
simple.
did anyone ever have the Pocket God game on
That's
iPod?
so stupid,
No.
in my opinion,
What?
at least.
Have you ever Pocket God on your iPod?
There's a lot of those kind of games
You
now.
just kill
was great.
natives in weird
It was-
ways.
it was awesome.
It's awful.
You can play. There's a new game called From Dust. It's a downloadable game. From Dust. I don't know what system it's for.
PlayStation,
It's for PlayStation thing, but not PS. Not next gen. It's an older
PS3.
last gen. It's not current gen. It's last gen. But it's cool. It's like you play God. You influence this tribe of islander people, and you can form out like where they live and stuff like that. It's kind of cool, and they worship you, and it's really strange.
Everybody loves to play God. Plain and simple.
Well, I think also Spore. Spore was another great
played
game.
it.
Spore, like
Nick
if you
plays
play through the
Spore.
story, like the main true story, like it has its own creature creator where you can make creatures and play with those creatures and stuff like that. But
They
the
get pretty weird.
yeah, you can make them anything, really anything. But the story mode is you start off as like a little small molecule, and you got to build your way up to evolve into this.
Can you bounce
creature.
along? It's a molecule. Can you bounce around?
It's like a 2D top down thing as you're the molecule.
Oh, I know what you're talking
eating
about.
other molecules
Yes.
and absorbing and trying not to get eaten by the bigger ones, and you grow.
So
bigger,
it's like
bigger,
it's
bigger.
like
Was it all
I have-
top down?
I have
thought it was
played that
different.
game.
It's all top down until you actually become the creature and you crawl.
so it's
out
like
of the ocean.
Dig Dug for a while.
It's like it's a evolution, the game, pretty much.
Sounds so fun.
It really is. It really is
would
fun.
be.
Scientific.
Because then you can make your own kids, and your babies pop out of eggs and everything, and
Hey,
you produce.
we can
and
do
you
that in real life.
Take over.
Not we. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm not suggesting anything.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that on the podcast.
Oh, yes. You have to bring that up now.
It is spring break.
Oh.
Oh my god. Oh, let's move on. Okay, what's your news story?
All right. And we think because of the all right. In the UK, the Xbox One has doubled its sales, and everyone thinks it's because of the Titanfall bundle, and I believe it because even we got a Titanfall bundle.
And they did in the UK dropped the price.
They dropped
on
the price as well, but that was only one retailer.
Yeah.
That was only one retailer. But I mean, I can imagine it being.
But I mean, you double your sales, and I'm sure
Yeah.
they had a decent amount of sales
Well,
as
think
far
about
as the Xbox One goes.
you have a AAA game such as Titanfall
Yeah.
come out, right? You package it pretty much for free with the Xbox
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, all they're doing is printing off a piece of paper.
Yeah. And they're
And you
giving you
can
the
download
game.
it.
Yeah. And you can download it. You get a really cool box.
No,
No, dude, the box is sweet.
the box. It's
He was-
it's better
he
than
was
the
more-
PlayStation 4 box.
he was
No,
more
no,
excited
it's
about the
fine.
box it came in than he was about the.
He's a big
Xbox.
SpongeBob
That's
fan.
true.
He was heavily influenced by that TV box episode with Robot Pirate Island. and
Imagination. Man.
I love SpongeBob so much.
Imagination. Yeah, all right. And kind of this ties into the news story. Everyone says to expect more 1080p games coming to the Xbox One, and that Titanfall's not 1080p. What's it? 790 something.
It's like 790
Two.
2P. So I
Same
mean,
thing as Rise.
from everything we see, it looks fine, but expect more.
Yeah.
Even though the PS4 is running almost all games at 1080p.
But see, why do we always expect more?
It doesn't-
Why do we
yeah, I
need
mean,
more?
Why can't we just be
I-
happy with? The
I remember
new gen?
playing games on the PS2, and I still
790?
play games on the PS2.
you got your
and
PS2
it's
like 6 months
yes,
ago.
I did.
You can't have you can't reminisce about it like we can.
And it's like I'm to this day still playing very low quality graphics. It's like, why do we need something?
But again, you're playing
Surreal.
Battlefront, and that's a legendary
Pokemon.
game.
What?
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon.
It's still.
Super Mario Bros.
Well, I just played the new Pokemon, so it's no longer
Yes.
64-bit like it was when I used
Yeah.
to play it.
but
It's
yeah,
much
True.
improved. Everything has improved. And
But that's why I said it was a
there's
side
only
story.
so far that we can go.
True. Before it being real,
and then why make it real? Because then people never stop playing.
well, it wouldn't be playing anymore. It'd be living.
I read a book
Wow.
series
Well,
about that
okay.
once.
Here's the thing I
It's
have
kinda
I have to
creepy.
say about the 720
That-
to
that-
1080p
Yeah.
controversy here. You can only really
Basically,
truly
people
notice
gamed themselves to
1080p when you reach a certain size of TV. I think the size of TV is 50 inches. Once you reach a 50-inch TV, you can really see a difference between 1080 and my TV's 42.
Yeah.
But you
Mine's
can,
32.
you can really see a difference. I think it's
I need a really big.
I think
TV.
mine's
it looks
40
yeah.
or 38.
Your TV?
Whichever one's between the 32 and the 40. Something.
They
I
have
think it's 30.
they have 36. They have
I think
38.
it's 36.
Maybe 30.
It's not
I
as
don't
big
know.
as
It
that,
depends
but
on the brand. It
Yeah,
depends
it's
on the
true.
brand.
What is it? The Vizio?
Insignia. Or
And I don't know if you look at my TV, it
And
looks,
you can't see it.
it looks a
Steve,
lot.
we
It
can.
looks really big, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a big TV.
When we went to Best Buy today, I
Oh,
looked
yeah.
at
It was
a
one like
I looked at a
50 times that size.
I looked at like a 52 inch, and it looks a lot smaller if it's an LED because it doesn't have to like the wide.
Have you seen the
frame.
4K? The Sony 4K
huge-
TV?
Yeah.
4K?
my
The
gosh.
Sony
The one that's like
4K?
this thick.
Yeah. I have a TV and it's a slim, very slim TV. It's like what is it?
It's really small.
But it's
Show it to
smaller.
the camera. Show it to the camera. It's like that.
yeah.
My
Not
TV is
very
like less than an inch thick,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's that. Thank you, Houston,
Yeah.
for that. I said my TV.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. But
Not
anyway,
the D,
when
the
you
TV,
reach a certain
right?
size of TV, size of TV, that's when you can see the difference in 1080p and 720p.
And most people aren't at that size.
Right.
And see,
Mine-
I think that
The
more
average is
recently,
much smaller.
especially very, very close. We're especially now.
It's been a crazy
we're
night.
reaching the point where graphics are going to make a difference just because you're not going to be on the TV anymore.
Well, here's a well, we'll get to that later.
True.
We'll get to
Yeah.
that later. But like I said, like,
Foreshadowing.
if you put the
That's why we need to
PS4,
be better.
if you put
You
the
know, there's
PS4
only so far you can go, though.
play a PS4 game on my TV, it looks drastically different than the TV that I have in the living room, which is a 55. Okay.
They're also
Well-
different. They're also different types of TVs. One's,
they're both plasma.
Oh, I thought,
Your
I thought it
TV
was
looks like
LCD.
my TV.
Okay.
Mine's
Plasma.
LCD at home.
Mine's
And
LED.
it looks a lot like this one. Like graphics wise.
This is plasma.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, it is.
Well, like, see, mine also doesn't have the reflective screen like yours does.
Oh, mine has like the gloss screen.
Yeah,
This
mine's
is
got the
quite
matte.
Mm.
So that way it
I
doesn't
like the
have all
matte
that
screen.
reflection on it.
I like the matte screen. I'm looking to maybe well, obviously not now since we got the Xbox One,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
hopefully one day getting a better looking TV. Maybe in about 2 years.
2
Yeah.
years. I bought my new TV or my TV when I got like right after I got the 360. So I've had that TV for
Long time.
a long time.
I got a TV right when I got my PS4.
that being said, before that I had it on a 12-inch with a VCR built into it.
Hey, you gotta play it on something,
That
right?
was my
Yeah.
original Xbox.
That's
Huh.
that's what I've got currently.
VCR plugged in.
It's got a VCR in it.
I had a
Yeah.
PS. I had a
That's
PS2
what I've
hooked up
got
to a
in
white
my
Philips Magnavox
I felt
type
so BA when I got that. I was like, yeah, I got my VHS, boy. Ain't gotta buy one.
All right, well,
thing.
let's
Dad
move
was
on.
like, I had a Betamax at your age, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Betamax wasn't even around when my dad was a kid.
let's move on.
Watch
Houston,
my
what's your news story?
Pokemon.
My new story
I had
is...
that. I had one.
Drum roll?
Totally.
No.
We don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
We did for the Xbox One. But
We're... Alright, EA Games is already talking about releasing Titanfall 2.
that was
Yep.
fast.
Yeah, it's already been... It's an unannounced sequel, but it's already got a publisher. They're already talking about making it. It's going to be published by EA, and it looks like it's going to be... What was it that did...
Respawn?
Yeah, that. Respawn. Respawn
Same
Entertainment's
guys who
doing
did-
it.
Why
Same
so
one that did the
soon?
original one.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess, because of the ridiculous reception that Titanfall got
Yeah.
on drop.
Dude, the moment everyone saw it at E3, it was an explosion.
It was the
of-
best game ever created, and now
Well,
everyone's.
I will say
so,
that-
So
yeah.
people are claiming.
Yeah.
And people are still saying the same thing now.
Although there
Yeah,
was
I mean,
a
they're like,
Battlefront
oh
2,
my God.
Battlefront 3.
We
trailer
don't know
at
yet.
E3.
Yeah, we don't know yet. We'll
We don't
know
know
in
yet.
about 6 hours, 7 hours.
Yeah, 7 hours.
once that starts
Huh.
selling.
We'll probably have beaten our eyes by the time.
Probably.
It only got an 8.9 though in the ratings.
Well,
But
okay.
IGN.
Yeah,
well,
IGN gave it
okay,
8.9.
IGN. If
They're
we're
really
going-
tough on games.
Not, oh, well.
Are they as tough as
I love
Game
IGN,
Informer?
okay? Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this, I love IGN. I do.
He wants to marry Greg Miller.
That's odd. But anyway,
My
You
uncle-
didn't say
my-
no. You
my-
didn't. You
my
didn't
uncle?
deny
You want to
it.
marry my uncle?
your uncle?
My uncle, Greg Miller?
Oh, God.
Not his uncle's not the IGN Greg Miller. Don't get
Anyway,
confused.
either
No.
way,
No relation that I know.
When I go look at
You're gonna be doing this right now.
Metacritic,
If
when I
your
go
uncle is.
look at Metacritic, I always look at three people what they score. I look at IGN, GameSpot, and Polygon.
True.
I look at those three,
Polygon.
and all of them gave them around high 8s to low 9s.
To the nines, yeah.
So it's
But-
in that range.
Players
It's a
are giving
good
it like
game.
10s and
Yeah.
11s. Which I don't even know how
They're-
11
they
can
could-
exist.
But see,
they give Call
See,
of
the
Duty
gaming
every year, like, oh,
No,
this game is
10 out of
most
10.
relevant. 10
Well,
out
think
of
about
10.
this though.
but
They're
does
stars
it
of
matter
games
what
right now. There's
these
nothing else.
other
That's true.
these
Games
other
are-
like people
Mm-hmm.
who run these rating services actually think? Because
Reviews?
like what they think versus what the players think.
The players are like, oh, it's the best thing ever.
Well,
And
here's the
game-
thing.
The,
Here-
the
if the
if the
reviewers,
players enjoy playing the first one, they'll probably enjoy playing the second.
the viewers,
Well,
see,
here's-
the people that do the reviews of it,
Yeah.
they see through the hype.
Yeah.
They've already, they're like,
They
all
And
right,
that's
play-
what we try to do
Yeah.
as video game journalists. Is what I'm trying to do when I review games, and I think when we all
Yeah,
review
when we
games,
discuss
Yeah.
games. Well, I
We
mean,
we
try
should
and
all
get
try to
past
do that.
the
they
hype.
play every
Look
game,
through the hype.
so they've seen it all.
that's
so-
true. They've played a whole.
They
bunch
play all of them.
games.
They've seen it all.
Most
and
of
they
them
know
have
the
played
tricks
all of
that
So
them.
they can pick out what's not right instantly.
Yeah, like
But
oh,
does
well,
it
that's
matter?
swaggy.
Here's
See,
here-
are they targeting them? Are gaming companies targeting them? Or are they?
they have a
targeting
big
players?
influence on who buys their
Yeah, they
people's
do.
games.
If people are like, well,
Yeah.
this game sucks, then people.
Here's
are gonna be
why
like,
this
oh,
game
alright.
isn't good. Bad gameplay, bad visuals. Nobody will buy that game.
What did Thief get?
Except for Thief, it got a 4.9.
Now, there
Out
are
of 5?
some games that are
Out of 10.
different. Okay.
Well, I mean, see, it was a terrible
Titanfall.
game.
Titanfall's one of those games where the hype for E3 and everybody loved it. And then there was a lot of hype with video game journalists going in early and playing these
Playing it
games
and being like,
talking about it. And people
great.
were like, oh man, this game looks great. This game looks great. It doesn't matter if that game gets above a 7 because people are still going to go out and buy it.
Because
Yeah.
there's all the.
But
people
it's
saying
not
that
journalism's not an exact
Actually, you
science.
can get it essentially free.
But
with
there's maybe
the
only
Xbox.
2 or
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
games like that every year.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Destiny, Titanfall.
Well, this year
yeah.
people will still go buy the new Assassin's Creed. People will still
We
go
did.
out and buy the new Call of Duty.
I
They-
did
oh,
not.
you're talking about Ghosts and 4?
What?
AC4 and
Ghosts
Ghosts.
and Black Flag?
Well, last year, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're
People,
talking about.
people will still go out and buy those. It doesn't really matter what anybody thinks. But games like Thief, games like Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which I reviewed yesterday. Go check that out on College Gamer. I just reviewed it. Reviews really matter for those kind of games because people don't know what to go in on. So those games that have the big hype, but there's only like 2 or 3 of them every year.
And see, I think it's more like a series game is almost destined to have a certain score. Like if its predecessor had a good score, then the next one's probably going to end up getting.
I
a good
wouldn't say
score.
that. I
Well, I
wouldn't say
mean,
that.
you look at the Call of Duty series, you look at the Battlefield series,
Call
you
of
look at
Duty
the
is a different beast.
Assassin's Creed series.
Call of Duty is
Assassin's
a...
Creed-
It got
I-
progressively
That's
better.
what I was
as
going
it
to say.
went.
That's what I was going to say.
Except the third one.
The Assassin's Creed series is different because if you think about it, Assassin's Creed 1 didn't get a great review.
It didn't do great because it was they were on the.
It was
they
very
were saying it was
repetitive.
racist and
It looked good. It looked
Racist?
good.
Yeah. It's,
Well, they claimed it was right.
Yeah,
Well,
people anyway. That's why they started putting a little. thing at the
Assassin's
beginning
Creed 2 came out,
saying
and it was praised
religious
for its
praise.
like absolute rebound.
man.
People were saying, how much Assassin's Creed 2
Oh, it was
or
so
Assassin's Creed 1 should have been like Assassin's Creed 2.
Assassin's Creed 2 to me was the best game, except
Well,
for 4.
Assassin's Creed 2 came
you
out.
have 3?
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood came out. It didn't get as good of a score as 2. It didn't. Assassin's Creed Revelations came out, got even a little bit worse score, but people still kind of liked it.
But those aren't. I wouldn't consider those canon though, to the main story.
Yeah, they are.
I wouldn't.
They are.
I mean, I would say like you go.
Oh, they absolutely
SEO
are.
to
The modern day story is absolutely key.
true.
Yeah.
But I mean,
is.
like I don't.
And-
I didn't play any of them, so I don't. Consider
And I
them
think the
canon.
anime story
I-
because
I-
it connects.
Well, you
Like
gotta
1,
play
2,
them.
3,
I
and
mean,
4.
That's a connection. That's a story. That's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
Talking about the Assassin's Creed.
We could do a whole show on Assassin's
But either
Creed.
way,
We could.
Assassin's Creed 3 came
Could
out.
do a whole show on a lot.
It got crap scores. Everybody hated that game.
Didn't you hate that game?
Everybody hated that game.
I'll take that as a yes.
And then Assassin's Creed 4 came out. Oh, or Assassin's Creed 3 came out, got terrible grades. Assassin's Creed 4 came out, and it rebounded again and became
Yeah.
my personal favorite
Assassin's
of the
Creed
entire
4 came out
pretty
and
good.
became Far Cry with pirates.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was a fun game. I
Very
love
fun.
that game so much.
Still have yet to complete it.
Same here.
mean,
I've finished the story.
I didn't finish the story.
I got most of
started
the
collecting
collectibles.
I started collecting the mine armor, and then I just kind of got done with the Xbox 360.
I got most of the collectibles, but that's as far as I got. But like I said, review scores really, it really just depends on the game. It really does.
But they gave Titanfall an 8.9. They're rumored to be working on a second one already,
Yeah.
which might be a little too hasty for EA. They might need to hold off on that.
It probably won't be out next year.
No.
But what they need to do is push out a new Mass Effect game.
Well, here's how
And
it
then
needs to
do
go.
Titanfall.
Well, EA's a massive publishing company anyway.
But they need to put all their assets into Mass Effect. I've been waiting.
That's BioWare.
It's EA.
EA just publishes it. They just put it on the shelves. But BioWare...
They don't make the games.
BioWare-
They make the games, but they don't develop the games.
They don't develop.
Here's how it's going to go. BioWare's making Dragon Age Inquisition right now.
Yeah.
They're going to finish that this year. It's going to come out this year. Then they're going to focus all their stuff on the new Mass Effect.
They need to do the Mass Effect first.
They will.
I've been waiting for Mass Effect.
They
longer.
a few weeks back they came out and said that how they
Because you
regretted.
dictate the company's will.
I need to.
They came out a few weeks ago saying how much they regretted not telling the fans a Mass Effect update.
Yeah, they need to do that.
And they're like, well, we're working on it.
Houston
Just give us
feels
time.
personally wounded, and he needs an apology,
Yeah,
a
sorry.
public apology.
You didn't understand the void that was left in my life when I finished that game.
He's
Either
obviously
way.
still not recovered.
Here's what they're going to do. They're going to
Play
do
it.
the same thing.
Okay, wait.
What's it called? Activision does with Call of Duty. Activision now has 3 people working on Call of Duty.
Literal 3 people:
Well, 3 companies.
the cutter, the paster, and the developer.
The cutter, the paster, and the developer, and the publisher. That's great. No, what they do is
That
they
was
have
good.
3 studios working on 3 different Call of Duty games. That way they have 3 years to develop and publish.
The exact same game.
What EA's going to do is going to do Battlefield 1
Call
year,
of Duty Spirits.
Battlefield 1 year, Titanfall another year, and then a third game, which could be Bad Company 3, could be Battlefront,
Oh.
could be...
Battlefront.
Well, they're working on Battlefront now already, right?
Yeah.
Battlefield.
Bad Company
Is that
3,
3 or
though.
4?
It'll just be
Ooh,
Battlefield.
I would like that.
that's
Oh,
not
I would
bad.
love Bad Company 3.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love Bad
totally.
Company 2.
Bad Company 2 is the game that got me started on Battlefield. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
That they could just call it
And it's a
Battlefront.
different company
See?
entirely.
Battlefront, since we got all this new technology, now we can go from space
Yeah.
to the planet.
Like they
And then
promised
back
us
into
10
space.
years ago,
Like
but
they-
never delivered.
But you can get, yeah. I
Yeah.
just completely,
Yeah.
yes. Just-
You should have
I-
been there at E3 when they showed that. We all jumped up immediately.
Oh.
It was like spring loaded. We were like, ah! And gave each other a big hug.
Oh,
And
yeah,
his dog
this year.
bit me.
We were all in there,
It was great.
We were all
Muggsy
in
the
there.
one that's no longer with us.
It was
my
like-
leg.
So this snowy screen comes up, and we're like, "What is this?"
Oh,
What is
we were
this?
okay.
Snowy
Let me set the background. We were all in my living room watching
Yeah.
E3,
Yeah.
and we were all sitting on the couch, and we were like watching the E3 press conference. Titanfall was just shown, and so was Dragon Age or Plants vs Zombies,
Yeah.
maybe.
'Cause
Whatever.
I had just woken up.
and then
I couldn't sleep.
It was
the stage goes black, and the screen kind of turns black a little bit, and we're all just sitting there like, oh, I wonder what they're going to announce now. Probably, I don't know, whatever. you
Assassin's
know?
Creed
And
5
then the
Snowdrop
snowy
or
screen
something.
comes on, right?
and we're all thinking it at the same time. We're just like,
Oh,
"Is it?"
well, I saw. Okay, I saw the snow. So I thought it might be Bad Company 3.
Oh,
Because
true.
Bad Company 3 has a lot of snowy missions and has that vibe. So I was like,
Bad Company
oh man.
2 does.
Yeah, Bad
They
Company
haven't come
2.
out with 3 yet.
I was like, oh man. I was like, Logan, Bad Company 3. And then we saw the burnt
said
out
that.
ship.
There's this thing just
No,
comes
no, a
flying
snow speeder
down.
crashes.
Yeah, it's a snow speeder just comes
Cause
flying down. It's like this
you
white
see the
orange
leg
ship,
of an
and we're
AT-AT
like,
go.
what? And then he comes hobbling along.
Right.
But you know, it's great.
But hold on. We see like scrap on the ground and everything, and the camera's moving along, and it's snow in the camera lens, and you're like, oh man,
This is good.
man. And then all of a sudden I hear, "Poo-doo!" and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I know that sound.
Yeah.
And then the snow speeder crashes to the ground, and I'm like, oh my god! And I stand up, and you guys are like, what? And then the at foot drops down,
And then
it says
everyone
battle.
jumps on.
It says Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, and we all jump out
It
of our
was-
seats
I-
screaming.
it's-
Hallelujah.
That
They need to do that well. And
That,
they
my
will.
friends-
Well,
I
it's
certainly
dice,
hope
right?
so.
Yeah.
Same guys
Yeah.
who do Battlefield. Sorry.
But that, my friends, that
Of course,
moment,
Battlefield
Battlefield.
has had all sorts of problems. So
well, yeah.
Hold on.
But
that
Yeah.
moment,
when it works, it's great.
that
Yeah.
moment is the reason why we are doing a live stream of E3 this year. Because moments
Yeah.
like that are priceless.
Oh, yeah.
of course, there were also the moments where we were just disappointed by the Xbox One. Lots of those.
We weren't disappointed.
The conference was great. Oh, it's listening. Yeah, it's listening.
It's listening to us.
Bill Gates
Just
hears
sit
every
down.
word.
It can hear you.
But no, I thought Microsoft conference.
I thought their
Microsoft
conference was better than Sony's, except I thought it was more polished than Sony's.
Well, we
I
were
don't know.
also awake. You were awake.
Yeah.
Microsoft.
You were
Yeah.
awake.
I was
It
awake
was
for
like-
Sony and Microsoft.
It was like 10
Kind of.
o'clock. You were half asleep halfway through Sony.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep during after you.
See, we were all disappointed by all this DRM stuff that Xbox, that
didn't
Microsoft
happen.
was going to do.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen, but they had to change it after the
Don't talk
fact.
too loud. You might offend the Xbox.
We're defending it, so it shouldn't be offended.
That's true. We like you now.
We're non.
We bought you. Well, he bought you.
I'm totally offensive.
All right,
It,
ladies and
it was a
gentlemen.
disappointing. It
Offense
was
me.
disappointing. I have
All
to
right,
say.
ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to our next news
He
story.
just texted
Will, what's your next news story?
Okay, so as much as I was hating on the Xbox One just a minute ago, we have very sad news that Xbox's Mark Whitten is leaving Microsoft.
What was his position?
He was the corporate vice president.
Wow.
So-
Does it say where he's going?
Let's see.
Bum, 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 bum. We'll stop now. Okay.
That was disrespectful, but
To who?
we don't know if he was fired, laid
No.
off, or anything.
Doesn't matter.
He's gone.
He was leaving. He left.
Oh, he left
Yeah.
himself.
Why
Oh,
should he not play?
Sorry.
Why should we not play?
Sucks to lose.
Instead of
As
tabs.
far as we know, he left by his own will. There's all sorts of corporate stuff that
I don't-
could
So
I
if we left
believe it.
his own will,
Some-
so we go.
After
Some Sony
14
people
years.
left too.
14 years of working on the Xbox 360.
Well,
and
Jack
the
Tretton
Xbox
left
One.
too.
He did.
He did let.
Where'd he go?
He did left.
He left.
To where?
Jack Tretton is no longer the president. Sony.
I know. I just wanted
Computer
to.
America.
Yes. I swear he did. I
Did you
swear
say
he
Sony
did the
Computer
E3
America?
thing.
Yeah.
Did you say the whole name?
Sony Computer Entertainment America. SCEA.
Skia.
Just call it-
Skia.
Okay.
Ske?
But he's not the president of Sony.
Skia.
He's not the
Ski.
president of Sony. Ski.
Ski.
Whatever.
Ski.
Jack Tritton's not there anymore. And so now we have we don't know who's going to be doing the.
Shoot,
We don't know
I
who's
guess.
idea.
control of Xbox. We don't know
He's
who's
going to have an
control of
appearance,
Sony.
but he's not going to be.
What if he
That was
is?
the vice president.
That would be
The only one
great.
that's keeping their
Shuhei
things
Yoshida is the
into-
most awesome guy ever.
Even better than Nintendo's guys?
Yes.
Apparently.
Blows
Well,
them
very
out of the
true,
water.
yeah.
Dude, okay.
Check the sales.
We'll be talking about Shuhei later because he did an awesome announcement.
Hey.
But so
Oh,
where,
yeah.
it doesn't say where he went?
No, it doesn't say where he went.
Just
He
says that he
says,
Him and
I've
Jack
had
have
the,
started
great-
their own
the
company.
extreme pleasure over the last 14 years to work on the greatest product with the greatest team for the greatest community.
He might just be retiring.
So it's decided to leave. Basically.
I've heard that speech before.
Well, it's a very
Plagiarism.
generic- It's
I've heard that exact
That's why he
speech.
left.
It's a
Worked with the
very
greatest
generic.
team. The greatest. I've heard that before somewhere.
I think he's just.
I'm pretty sure it's a
generic.
quote from a video game.
Well, it would make sense because he was part of the.
I'll play with the Xbox controller, but I'll screw everything up. So.
It's turned off now because it's been sitting there forever.
Ooh, that's a cool feature. Anyway,
Yeah.
It's great.
I don't have a Xbox. This is my first Xbox.
All Xbox controllers do that. The 360 controllers do that too.
That's cool.
His last day at Microsoft will be March 21st. So
2 days? 3 days?
that's
What month
That's
is it?
2 days.
yeah.
I was
That's
say,
2
what
days.
month is it? I don't even know
Yeah.
what it is.
Is this January?
Yeah, that'll be Friday.
Is this real life?
Okay, cool.
It's Friday.
I
So
don't
Friday.
like, I
from
don't like the
now
D-pad
when
as
we are
much.
shooting the podcast.
Well, don't.
Have you felt the D-pad on this? Obviously.
I don't go around
I really don't.
touching
I
D-pads.
mean, I don't like the D-pad on the.
I will
You don't
say
like
this.
this?
No,
I feel
no,
like,
it's like it's not one thing. It
this
doesn't
is
move
entirely
nicely.
off topic the way we're going about talking.
But it's fine.
But
Like this moves smoothly, and the other one you got to press individual buttons.
I like that better.
I like this one.
I like
more.
the separation.
Although I like how it's set up with the other.
With it down
joystick
there?
down there, yeah.
Oh, you like how that
Like-
one's set up with the joystick?
Yeah.
See,
'Cause
for this one to
is
me, it was a
weird.
lot more ergonomical for moving your character and looking around. Because see, for
I've always had a thing.
a lot
for
of Xbox games,
controllers.
you
They're
don't
nice.
you don't use these as much. Like this is like your select fire and things.
Mm-hmm.
And see, for me, being up here, you're just right there, and you can just slide down select fire and go back up. For that one,
Seems
you have
to
to
me
you have
that
to go from here
the
to
dual
up to select. You
It
got to go
seems to
far.
me that the DualShock 4 is built for shooters because you don't have a lot of stuff to do with the buttons, but you're using both joysticks at the same time and the triggers.
Well, I will say this: I don't think the pads on the Xbox One controller thumbsticks will wear out like the PS4 ones.
Probably not.
Because
See, and
mine
they've
are
got
already
those-
wearing out.
And they've got those nice little indents in them instead of the raised spots.
I like
kinda
the
the
raised
raised,
spots, though.
yeah,
You like
the
raised spots?
raised.
I like
the
the
raised
indents
spots.
because you can like hook your thumb on them.
I still think overall, I like this better, but
The buttons are bigger on this too than they were last
And they
time.
also
And
the
they're
letters
raised.
are the letters are really cool. I
Yeah.
have to say the letters
They always
just
did
kind
good
of
with the
floating
letters.
there.
Pretty awesome.
Of course, I don't know what they are. It's like where's
just-
A?
it's-
It's over there.
It's the exact same as that, except. All right, look at it this way.
Show it to the camera too.
Yeah, here. Let me see if I can do this without screwing it up. All right, so you got the X button down here. That's actually the A button on the Xbox.
Yeah.
You got the square
But
button.
you've got an
which
X
is the
over
button.
here.
Yeah. Well, see, they're different. But if you look at it, you got the triangle, which is the A button. You got the X or the B, which is the B button. The square would be the Y button for some reason. And the X is the X button. But it's going to be A, Y, B, X.
It's really weird.
But
You
it
think
goes-
I'd know it from playing 3DS, but no, I
it's,
don't.
yeah, I was gonna say it's the same thing as Nintendo controllers.
Honestly, I kind of like this. The trigger, I like the bumper. The
And
bumper's
they're
kinda
just
cool.
tap. They're not actually like you don't have to pull.
so
them.
R1 and L1 are completely different concepts because you have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah,
This
those
one
you don't
can
have
just
to.
like tap.
I
Like this-
actually used to prefer on first-person shooters. I preferred the L1 and R1 to shooting, but this is much more concave.
The clicky.
Yeah. When I, yeah, I was saying it's just a bump. You bump it. That's
It's
why called a
interesting
bumper.
though. There's a much more resistance on the triggers on this
That
one.
would because it has a vibration.
It's got the
motor,
varying vibrations in it.
That's true, which is
which I'm excited
And it's so
to
much
try
quieter.
out
Here, listen.
eventually.
Yeah, when it's downloaded.
I kind of wish they just included the disc with the bundle because
Never mind. I thought I heard it down. I thought I heard the system fan going.
All right, listen to
I
this.
don't.
it's
Alright, you got-
the
easy.
computer.
PlayStation
Yeah.
4 controller.
I like that.
All right, Xbox.
I like the PS4 one.
I feel like I'll be able to pull the trigger faster on this.
It's intriguing because there's almost nothing there when you're pulling on the triggers. It's like it's just
There's no
against
vibration by
air.
it. It's just,
Yeah,
it's just
and
a
this one
button.
you actually have some
Yeah, there's
resistance.
something to push against. I don't know. I've always liked the Xbox controller,
There's a lot more resistance to it, which
It's
makes
also
it feel
bigger.
more real.
which is kind of
I feel like that one, the PS4, the DualShock 4 conforms to your hand better though.
This one used
In
to
my
have a big
opinion.
old battery pack on the
Let me
bottom
see,
of it that
let
would
me
block
see.
your
That-
hands.
You know, one thing. I
once
wish.
again
I
bigger
wish it had.
hands. I have much.
There's no way
bigger
to focus
hands.
in the system, right?
No. Yeah,
Yeah.
For
maybe.
that, is that charged? No, it's not. It's not a rechargeable controller.
You got like almost a
No.
whole knuckle on me.
Yeah.
That's a flaw in my opinion.
What is it?
The rechargeable controller.
This
Why?
you just plug it because I don't want to keep buying batteries.
This is rechargeable too. That's rechargeable
Is it really? Then why is
Yeah.
it a AA slot?
because you can put batteries in it too.
Why would you do that?
I think you can put a charge.
It's kind of like a dual thing.
a
Yeah.
what's it called? Charge and play pack, where it's like just
Rechargeable
which
pack.
is a
Here, open it up. Can you open it up there? Or is there a screw?
No.
Batteries?
yeah.
Batteries.
But I think no, there
You
is
just put
such
something
thing
in
called a charge and play pack, where it's like a lithium-ion battery that you just pop in
just
there.
slide it in
This
place.
is totally off
Yeah.
topic, but
And you can do that.
Hey,
absolutely
we got an
necessary.
Xbox today.
Yeah.
So.
It's absolutely necessary.
Celebration.
it's pretty
Celebrate
cool.
good times. Come on.
I just want to get into play Titanfall.
It is our 20th episode.
See, I kind of like
This
how
is our 20th
big.
episode.
It is our 20th episode.
It is our 20th episode.
We are
That's
20 year,
true.
well, 20
20 weeks old. We're 20 weeks old.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
We're just starting to learn how to walk.
How many weeks are in a
We
month?
know how to say
I like
gobbledygook.
how big the triggers
Oh, we're
are.
almost a year.
Like the triggers, you don't have to
We're
like
half a year.
put your
half a year.
fingers in
Half a year old.
anything. You can just like leave them out.
We're starting to mumble and make noises.
Kinda like
Yeah, it's-
I wonder what the. Well, this is 20.
We're gibbering now.
We have 30 more weeks until we get to 50.
Yeah, and there's 50
80 more weeks to get to 100. Episode 100, we're doing something amazing.
Well,
We're gonna buy a
way to
house.
make us feel insignificant.
Huh?
Buy a house. We're gonna buy a house. The
When did
college
we
gamer
start?
house.
If episode 20 we bought an Xbox One, can you imagine what episode 100 we're gonna do?
We're gonna buy a dinosaur.
We're gonna have all of us are gonna have an Xbox One.
We're gonna buy
Well,
an Oculus.
that's gonna be a while.
We're
but
not
yeah.
gonna buy an Oculus
We're gonna
Rift.
buy an Oculus Rift on our 100th episode.
Speaking of
sorry, but
Oculus
that's a lot.
Rift,
Thank you for that segue.
Hey!
Someone knows
You
our
rode it
topics.
around, you know.
Segue.
yesterday at the Games Developer Conference, or GDC as we're gonna be calling it,
That's what that
Sony
stands for.
announced their virtual reality headset for the PlayStation 4. The
This
virtual,
system.
Yes. The virtual reality headset is being titled Project Morpheus. That's probably not the final name because it's like.
But that's still a really
It's-
cool.
It's probably
name.
trademarked.
Like-
now that I
Here's
think
the
about it.
thing with these projects. It's like the Kinect when it was called Project Natal.
We got really excited about it, then we saw what it really was.
Well, we got really excited for
Hey,
it, and the
but we've
name sounded
seen
cool.
Already better than the I told you.
Anyway, either way,
You just got sniped all of them out. dude.
Sorry, buddy.
That's great.
the headset is in development stages right now. It currently outputs at 1080p with a 90-degree viewing angle.
See, and this is what I was saying with there's only so far you can go. Graphics wise, 1080p would be nice for something that's going to be stuck on your face.
So I guess it would have
Whereas-
to be angled?
Yeah, it's like.
Is it a
Yeah, it's an
fisheye
angle.
lens? Is it like fisheye?
Which is kind of annoying.
yeah. But when
because
you're close
humans-
enough, it doesn't look like that.
See,
Okay.
here's my problem
Your
with the
eyes are-
90-degree angle.
True.
Is when you're looking at it and you've got this 90-degree angle,
It's
you
like
can only
curved.
see like this far,
Fisheye.
which means you've got this entire area that you
Right.
can normally see on the
This is by no
Human
means
being.
the final
a human being can
specs
see
for it.
180.
It is
Yes,
probably
which is
going to
really
change.
cool.
There are images of it on our site, so go check that out.
They should give us
Um,
an image of what it would look like through it.
Even
Well, that's
I mean-
hard to determine.
Well, I mean, you can no. I
Here's
mean,
the
just take a
interesting thing.
picture.
They do have those.
At a
They have
90-degree
they have
angle.
test images of what these games look like when you're playing them, but they just look like fisheye images of games.
here's the interesting thing. It's a whole lot smaller than the Oculus Rift.
The Oculus Rift looks like a big old brick on your face.
Like
Yeah.
big
Like a
old thing.
text-
It looks kind of like sticking this to your face.
except bigger.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
even bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's like out here.
But again, Sony's got more money, more expertise. They've been around for a lot longer, so they're going to do it better.
But
Most
anyway,
likely.
at GDC, there are two games that are available to be played with the PlayStation 4 Project Morpheus: Thief and Eve Valkyrie. I think Thief
Ooh.
would be a kind of a cool game to play with it, though. It's not a great game.
It's-
Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
what would be really
still,
cool is
think
if
about
you
it
could-
is if you could look around, like
Yeah.
Oh, you can see
like,
you can
I
see
think-
high
is there a
resolution
guard?
in 3D.
Is there a guard somewhere? Let's look around and see. Like,
One
we need to
pixel,
look
2 pixels,
around.
3 pixels.
I think
4
it would be a
pixels.
whole lot funner
It would
to
probably
play
be more
it with
fun.
VR. Because
Maybe.
think about it, because you're sitting there playing through a screen, but if you're actually going in and feeling like you're interacting with these things, like actually interacting and doing all these things, I think that's kind of cool.
Still waiting for augmented reality. That's going to be really cool.
They had the eggs. What happened to the eggs they were going to give us?
Eggs.
Yeah, it looks like an egg, a big white egg, and you sit in it, and it closes, and you're in like completely dark space, and it almost looks like the Titanfall setup where like it's
Yeah.
projected on the walls. and you're in a 3-dimensional space there.
When did they talk about that?
That's
I
like,
swear there are pictures of it on the internet. You can look it
nah,
up.
nah.
There's pictures of a lot of things on the internet that you shouldn't look up.
There aren't any.
get
There
your
isn't a
point.
release date for the PS4 reality headset, virtual reality headset, and there's not a price point.
Or you could have just been
What do you all think is a good price point?
$100
It's
bucks.
gonna be it's practically having a secondary system or maybe a TV.
I'd say it would be the same price as a 1080p TV, whatever a 1080p TV would be,
How does
because it's basically a 1080p TV on your face.
I would say
So this is
$100 to
essentially-
$200.
If you
This-
want to
I would
go
say
like
at
that.
$200.
the GDC, this is essentially the beta test for for Project Morpheus. How do the current specs compare to the Oculus Rift? Besides the fact that it's smaller
Right.
and looks,
And that's
really
something
cool.
I need to research a little bit more. I'll probably write a piece on it, how it compares.
Not gonna lie, it looks a lot like you'd be in like Tron.
Yeah,
It
it
looks like
does.
a Tron.
It's like a white frame and it
See,
has
that's
like
the
blue
final-
Blue
LEDs.
LEDs,
That's
It's
the
a
final
cool-
stage
it's
of
cool
gaming.
looking.
like in
Tron?
Tron, yeah, Tron is the final stage of
You
gaming.
start off with
When
the
we can
Atari
actually-
and up as
Well,
Jeff
Tron
Bridges.
and
or-
Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
Actually, that looks a lot like a Sword Art Online helmet. It's an anime, but
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
I was like,
don't-
what?
it's
see,
the
I
same
I think
thing.
I know what you're
You
talking about.
basically end up in the game. That's how gaming's gonna end.
You're
And
in the
then
game.
You're gonna be
So
in the
Spy
game.
Kids 3D.
Kind of.
Gosh, way to
I
take us
mean-
back. Jeez.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm an old man. I'm
Yeah.
20 years old.
Wow.
I saw that movie in theaters, knew and loved it.
I mean, see, if that actually happens, people are probably gonna die. And when
Yeah.
people die, gaming ends.
But let's
see,
talk about
that's
VR.
But we got a little bit longer.
Give me a price point, Will.
I don't know, like $200.
How much would you pay for it?
Oh,
I'd
No,
take
seriously.
a beta test for it for free,
Well,
I
Yeah.
but $200 bucks.
myself. I mean, one, the fact that it looks really cool. I mean, it's above, in my opinion. Well, in most people's opinion, I'm assuming it looks better than the Oculus Rift
You
by
need-
a lot.
we'll tie this in. We'll tie this into my next news story. But you need a PlayStation camera, PS4 camera. To
Really?
use it.
That
Oh,
makes
that
sense.
sucks.
It makes
because
sense.
it's
meant
gonna
for
have to be
tracking.
able to view you.
I mean, I don't have it though.
And you were talking about how they
$60 is the
don't
price of the
have
game.
the eye
But
tracking
that 60
systems
bucks added
yet.
on to whatever it's going to cost.
Yeah.
So if it's $200, that's $260
They don't
plus
have the,
tax.
Unless you have it like me.
Yeah,
You get it launch night.
But we didn't.
Yeah, go on.
Well, he
You were
doesn't have
saying
one.
about how they don't have the software for tracking your eyes. So
Right.
when you look somewhere, you're going to see that image right here, and it's not going to turn so that it.
But
you're
I don't
actually
know.
looking
I
that
kind of
way.
like that. I kind of like how, like, if you can see everything, if you can look up and you see the world, game world, if it goes
Game
up.
World.
No, that's what it is. If you can see the
Okay,
game
yeah.
world when you look up, that's fine. If you look down and you can see the ground of the game world, that's fine too. Right? If it's fisheye enough where you can see all that stuff, I don't care if it tracks my eyes
It's going to
and
be a
goes where I
full
look.
thing. It's basically going to simulate the human eye.
Right.
Well,
I just
think
wanted
of it
to
this way.
track. I just wanted to
It'll-
track where my head moves.
It'll see like you're moving your entire head, not just your eyes.
Right.
So like you won't
It's
have
gonna
like
take
the
a
side
lot
of your
of effort.
nose and everything.
That's what I have. We'll all have really strong neck muscles. They'll be
Yeah,
like this big,
'cause
just
you're gonna-
bulging.
I mean, because you're gonna have that thing hooked to your face and
Yeah.
you're doing this all the time.
Yeah.
You see, that would get tiring after a while.
Well, that's why you don't play it all the time.
And see,
There
turning
you
your
go.
That's also why they try not to
the
make it
question
heavy.
is, when you turn your head, is it actually going to turn your head, or is it going to turn your character to look in that direction? Because they're definitely different. They're definitely different things entirely.
I'm not laughing at what you're saying. I'm laughing at something on Facebook. Okay.
It's basically going to
Ooh.
turn the camera versus turning everything else.
Mm.
Because they're going to have to modify games if they're going to fit onto the system so that when you do this, instead
The
of moving
game.
your body or moving your character, it moves just the head,
Head.
Right.
which might take some doing.
Which means games will probably be more expensive.
Honestly,
Yeah.
this seems
Maybe
to be
not.
something that everybody's jumping into. I mean,
Well-
maybe Sony has had a lot of. I mean, obviously,
They
Sony's
have a
put
lot of developers
stuff in
working
there.
on it.
And the Oculus Rift, I mean, that's kind of what they're doing.
Another problem would be
So-
it would only work with first-person shooters.
Yeah,
No, it wouldn't.
I mean, it would
Okay.
only
They
work with
showed-
first-person perspective.
they're saying
games.
that
They
the third
showed-
person.
they showed-
Apparently, you can do third person in 3D.
You can do third person. They showed God of War, right?
It'd be really
And
weird,
with the VR headset,
honestly.
and they said it works great. This is Sony guys saying this though. The Sony developers, because if you think about
we
it,
have
you
reason
can
to trust
see
them.
You can no, seriously, if you think about it, you can see the entire game world around this 3D character.
That's true.
True,
I mean, it
but
might
You don't
actually,
have to interact, move
honestly-
your head around and everything.
but that's what
honestly,
that's
it
what I'm
might
saying,
make the
It makes it more
third-person
immersive.
third-person gaming easier because
Mm-hmm.
you can see around.
around instead of having to turn the camera.
Yeah,
But I mean,
because cameras
personally,
are annoying.
I would rather play. I mean, if they came out with every game having a first-person view option, so if you wanted to not have to do that, you could play first
Well,
person.
that's how it should be. Here's the thing.
Every game should have that option.
I think you should have some games that are developed for VR. You have that option, right? Developers have that option. They're like, well, this makes the game more immersive. Can you imagine playing Assassin's Creed, right, and have the HUD, right, the heads-up display on the virtual reality headset while you're playing?
Yeah.
Right, so you can see you can look up and there's my health, and make sure.
Oh, what would be even
and
better?
it's a third-person game.
What would be even better than that is have it set up to where you can have the visor part become transparent.
Well, that's really advanced
Yeah.
technology,
or have it to where it can separate.
augment.
maybe.
Yeah.
So you have like a little
AR.
split, and then on the inside, on the ring that's not there, that's still there, have your HUD.
Is
That way
this a free
you,
idea for Sony?
This is you
mean,
essentially want
what I'm saying
Google
is-
Glass for
Right.
gaming.
Well, here's
so
what
it's
I'm
like
thinking.
you can
You can-
see
you can have
your
all
health
your-
and stuff just kind of hovering in the air right there.
can-
and you can like.
I
mess
think
with
that's a
it,
cool idea.
You know.
I think that's a cool idea, but I really just think that it would be fine to have the entire game in the headset.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like Assassin's Creed. Like you could do, like in Assassin's Creed 4, the modern day missions are done in first person,
yeah,
right? Think about if you have that visor on and you go in and play that third person game, you have all the heads up display stuff and everything. But entering the Animus,
it does it on your screen.
like through that would be
That would be awesome.
cool.
But see, what I'm thinking is, if they can get it to split, have your HUD on the inside of the glass. All right. That way, if anyone else is watching the game in the room, they don't have all that stuff cluttering up the screen, and they can just watch it like a movie.
That's for sure gonna change things. Like you're not gonna be able to watch the game with your friends or whatever unless
Right.
you're playing it on the TV.
Unless it puts it on the TV and inside your
That would be kind of cool.
visor.
How and also, in addition to that, how is
Well-
it with other senses? So like, does it come with like headphones attached?
Oh, yeah.
So you can hear and stuff.
Well, what they
You're
said
gonna have to
is
use
that
the
the
speakers on
virtual
the
reality,
TV.
the PS4 one at least, has a built-in headphone jack. Okay.
So you
put
gotta
in your
have your own
headphones.
headphones.
Well, they
Gotcha.
may package it with them. They may be like, well, here's some surround sound headphones that come with it. That you get that, or you just put in your own headphones.
True.
Because I mean,
It'd be cool if they had like it like came around like this and had the headphones built in where the ears should be.
well, then
Or have
again, this isn't the
surround
final
sound.
design.
Or have surround
We're
sound.
in
that
for
would look really
a
It's gonna be
year,
ridiculous.
maybe a year and a half until the final product
And
is.
I bet they
actually-
come out with different
Models.
models.
Imagine
That's what I
okay,
was gonna say. Here's
different
my
models.
Maybe. Maybe.
like
Yeah.
screw third person or first person. Imagine playing Project Spark on that,
Just-
where you just look around. Because
That'd
after
be cool.
playing Project
It's like a
Spark,
third-person
the
world.
controls, at least on the computer, are kind of clunky.
It is
They
a
don't-
beta.
They don't work
True,
very
it is
well.
the beta.
Which it is the beta, but still, you would think, that there's a lot of messing around you have to do to control it. Imagine just being able to look around. It's like you are God. You're seeing everything from above. You look down on your world, and you can like look down farther and zoom in. It would be pretty cool.
It would be really awesome.
I mean, and
Especially
then
if they got in
then
hand
you can
gestures
just
with
like
it too.
yes, like
Well-
imagine connecting it with play
It's
on
already
words,
gonna-
with the Kinect, something like that with the Kinect.
Well, that's what already is with
It's the PlayStation camera.
PlayStation camera
So
does
can
the
you do
exact
the-
same thing.
Can you do the hand gestures?
Yes.
Like, can you be like?
Yes.
Have you
Just
done, have you
like-
done the playroom
be
thing
like-
with
Have
the
you done the
PS4 yet?
playroom? We'll have to play the
I
playroom
don't have a
later.
camera. Remember?
Well, I do. We'll have to
Okay.
play the playroom later.
Yeah,
I gotta
it's
show you.
very similar. Plus, you got that nice little touchpad on the remote. You can do.
Anyway,
things.
Which
either
is
way,
never
here's
used in
my
games
price
anymore.
point. I never told you my price point for the VR headset. I
Oh.
think it's going to be $199 for the standalone
Base
headset.
model.
The base model, like they said, is wired right now.
Well, I wouldn't care.
Right? It probably hooks in via USB.
As long as you don't pull your
Which
system
is
out of
fine.
the
You
wall
need a
or turn
really
your
long-
head.
I mean,
Where am I
my
going to go
wires.
with it?
my
Yeah.
Xbox or my 360
Imagine
controller
being able to
was
play
wired.
it from a different room.
You had a wire
It's like,
360
well,
controller?
Oh, yeah,
out to dinner
just-
and you just bring it with you. You're
Oh,
like,
why would you do that?
I don't know, man.
I would never be able to do that.
But
would-
here's
I would do
my
it-
second price point.
You can play
They're
it
going to
and
have a
see it.
second one for $300. $199, $200, and then one for $299, $300. US dollars. That's wireless.
And has what?
And it has like a surround sound.
Sound.
head.
You know how really,
That's
you know how cool you'd feel though is if there's a bunch of wires and you gotta like plug it into the back and stuff.
That's like very Matrix.
Matrixy?
Yes.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, Project
I mean,
Morpheus.
Morpheus. I mean, really, we know where they were going. Maybe.
I mean, they could even make it look like that too.
Yep. They could do pretty much anything. I mean, if they can make it look what it does now, you could change it anything. You could make it a helmet.
Yeah, you
Like,
can
make it a
like
literal
an
helmet, and that's
actual
how you get
helmet.
the surround sound. That would be pretty cool.
It's true.
You know?
Just don't ride a
It's like
bike
a
with it.
visor.
Gotta
You,
say.
like, turn
So
it-
what
put it
kind of
down,
games are you
play.
excited to play with this?
First person
What would
shooters.
I mean, I'd be able.
First-person
Outlast, Slender Man,
Oh my god, I couldn't play that.
You're a madman.
Halo,
You're gonna kill us
Destiny. Yeah,
So you're just saying
definitely
anything.
Outlast.
It's anything for you.
No, I mean, I really liked Outlast.
Racing
I've got
games.
Slender Man on my phone.
Racing games.
That's what I'm going. That's what I was going to say.
You'd have to have
Battlefront.
Gran
you'd have to
Turismo
have-
Battlefront.
7.
One of the most impressive
Oh.
games I saw last year at Sony's press conference for the PS4
Gran
that showed off.
Turismo 5 or whatever.
No, was
That's
Drive Club.
Ah.
Right.
That
Beautiful
could
game.
be pretty cool.
Like, can you imagine? Because in that game, you have
And
the
that got
ability.
postponed, right?
It did get postponed, probably for the VR headset.
Oh.
That's my
Oh.
guess.
But see, they'd have to come out with a
But here's
steering wheel
here's what.
for it.
Well, we're looking at. A
I'm
year,
sure there'll
year
be
and
a
half.
steering wheel for it.
Well, I mean, they've already got one for
Yeah.
PlayStation.
They're gonna
Xbox.
make one. Logitech is the premier. They're gonna make one.
He had
I'm
one
sure.
for
I had
the
one for a while.
Gran Turismo
Does
5.
the steering wheel include like shifting and
Yes.
stuff? It does.
It did, yeah.
It's
And it
not-
had
Oh,
pedals.
it's
and
not
this one
easy.
was force feedback, so you could feel in the steering wheel the road and
It
everything.
would like
Nice.
tug against you.
That's
It was
really
cool.
cool.
Oh, it was
But-
crazy.
That-
Yes, but yeah,
That does it.
there you go.
Someone's
what-
excited about the Xbox.
But what I was going to say was Drive Club. In this game, what they showed off is you have the ability before the race, unlike any other racing game, you can get out of your car and walk around your car and inspect it. Can you imagine having the VR headset and having the ability to like look in?
Order 1866.
Order
Or
1886 would be a
1886, my bad.
would be a
And they're looking at a
phenomenal-
gun.
1866.
Like you did
Yeah.
in the game.
Technology
That would be
vastly
phenomenal
different.
to have it-
I'm still
86.
saying Battlefront.
Battlefront's been a good
Well,
one.
first-person
Awesome.
shooters are going to
Have
be
like
cool.
a stormtrooper like
Skin
Yeah.
for it.
skin like you can. Oh, that'd be.
There are many
No,
possibilities.
I mean,
no,
a Mandalorian
See,
skin.
when they come out with this, we're going to start seeing arcades pop back up. For people that can't
Dude.
afford it, they go in, they sit in the chair, they pull the helmet down, they play their game,
Yes.
you insert quarters. Or it'll probably be dollars at that point.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, just imagine like if they do have like you can go straight from the ground to space battles. You get in, and all of a sudden this little cockpit comes down on the X-wing,
And you
can
see
just-
it,
You can,
and
see
you're
You can
the-
look
you're-
around.
everything, You
Oh.
can look around.
You have to look.
Oh.
You have to look and engage the
when
certain
you when
buttons.
you have your
You-
your tracker, it comes
Oh.
down,
Yeah.
pops up, and only that side of your screen gets covered with the tracker part.
Spacegasm.
You can look out the window to the side to see if there's anybody beside you.
Oh.
You know,
Seriously,
like-
dude.
This needs to happen
incoming
now.
rocket.
I know.
Look around.
This is how I felt last night when I was watching all this stuff. I just kept going over in my mind what they can do with all this stuff.
they can
It's
do
so phenomenal.
much. They can do
and so exciting.
much.
Can you imagine a golf game? I mean, that'd be cool.
No,
Because
I would never.
this
play a
really
golf game on
is the
system.
true next generation of gaming. You have next gen consoles, sure. You have the Xbox One and the PS4, sure. But this
That's
is
what I was saying.
really
This is the next
gen.
All right,
step.
what about this? A 499, 500
Right.
American dollars
If this
runs on Wi-Fi. Take it with you, like the Vita, but for your face.
you just like have your
It's a
Vita in your
face
back
Vita.
pocket and you can
I mean,
play.
yeah, you could have your Vita and have it wirelessly connected to your
What if he,
Maybe.
goggles.
Yeah,
And then
well,
you could play your Vita games.
I was gonna say
which is
something.
also your PlayStation games.
true.
Right there, like sitting on the bus on the school. Put your headphone on,
oh,
play a game
yeah.
with your Vita.
If this
People would
isn't
think you're
just-
weird, but
Can you imagine sitting on a train, like sitting across from somebody and just watching them do this?
with their goggles on or their helmet.
Oh, fuck! You know, it's just
Oh man, I'm getting killed!
Every once in a while, you'd be like, the aliens are gonna get me. Ah,
Stop shooting me! Stop shooting me! Stop! Oh God!
come on!
Imagine trying to play like a racing game. All right, I'm gonna get you. Yeah, I won! Yeah!
Take the
I
helmet
don't know
off.
about
Did you
anybody
guys
else.
see that?
Did you guys
Everyone's
see
like,
No.
Smack the old
Does
lady
anybody
next
else,
to you.
if you're playing like racing games, you like move with the controller, like how you need the
Like
car
you
to go.
turn?
Yeah, it's like you turn and you
oh
move
man,
your body.
this is gonna mess
like-
you up because like you can tilt to turn and turn it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Here's what I was gonna say. If it proves that this isn't just a trend that some people are gonna do, because we have had rumors
very
from
good,
sources
your
that are very
palms.
close to Microsoft that Microsoft is also working on something of this sort. So if this proves to be not something that's not just a trend that everybody's gonna start doing,
Right, and I don't think it is. I don't think it's like a gimmick.
I mean, but see, Nintendo has done virtual reality on the 3DS
Was
already,
nice.
and
Very
In a more limited sense.
in a very limited way, and it definitely wasn't headset.
Right.
But like in Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D, you still you move around with Link's bow. You draw his bow, and then you look around to see where you need to go.
Well, it's like, and it does the same thing in Pokemon. When you get those holo cast
Yeah,
calls or
that
whatever
too.
they're called, you can aim
Yeah.
around and look at. Yeah.
Now that I think about it, when I was a kid, I used to play this game at the arcade in the mall. Alright, and it was a sniper game.
Oh.
And it had a sniper rifle, and you
Yeah.
look through the scope, and when you look through the scope, there's a secondary video screen inside the scope that would be zoomed in on whatever you looked at on
Nice.
the other screen.
well,
I was gonna finish.
what was
It's like
I know-
sniper.
I was
something
gonna
or
finish.
Silent
If
Strike.
it proves that this isn't just a gimmick, then you very well could see gaming going in a completely different direction than we ever thought it would go.
Or very, very bad direction.
And then it may not be a gimmick, but it may be very specialized.
I mean,
Like not
but if-
not everybody buys the wheel
maybe-
for racing games.
but once you
True.
get
I never
something
did.
that you can just attach to your face, where's the need for a TV? And then after that point, I mean, the Oculus Rift, does it have a console?
no,
It's got to play
no.
PC
it's PC on. It's locked to PC.
only PC
I mean,
so far.
but
The two complement.
after a while,
This picks up
why
why
need-
leaves off. Vice versa.
why would you need the actual console? Why not just download the games directly to your visor thing and play from there?
Right.
Well, you won't be
I mean-
able to, as far as we know, you won't be able to operate the this without the PlayStation, right?
Yes.
Right.
Right,
You'll
that's
need
what
the
I'm saying.
you'll need the PS4.
So
you'll need
yeah,
the system and the camera.
And see, where I see this going, if it goes down this road, virtual reality will always turn into augmented reality. VR goes to AR, and so when you
Well,
look
that's
around,
a long way off.
that's a
Way-
ways
Yeah.
off.
way
But
off.
still,
Yeah.
if you and I was saying stuff like this ever since we found out about this, but if it goes down that road, eventually you're going to get points where the games become in your world, and it's like you could have Alien Isolation in your own house.
Alien
Literally.
Isolation. I couldn't do Alien Isolation.
literally,
on,
like no, I mean
Yeah,
I
like
would
in
pee
your
my
house,
pants.
like
He means,
literally
like,
in your house.
alien
like,
in your house.
The alien is in your house, climbing through
Your
house,
No thanks.
walking on the ceiling.
I think
That
they should
would
have a
be-
strict separation.
and all you're wearing is a
separation
pair of
between life and
glasses,
game.
and you're
Yeah.
having a coat hanger as your little weapon that you're using or something.
No thanks.
No.
No thanks.
You basically
That would be cool.
you're wearing
No
some sort
thanks.
of glasses. Maybe they look like mine.
That would drive.
Why would they
people
look like
insane.
yours?
That would drive people insane.
put it
Probably
on,
would.
It
and
would
all
drive
of a
people
sudden
insane.
you've got this giant alien right there
in your house.
and yeah, it would drive people insane.
It would
probably,
drive people
would kill themselves. I
literally-
That's
guarantee
why
it.
they won't do it.
That's why they won't do it.
Crazy thing, you play a game where there's a home intrusion, and it happens in your house. You wear glasses normally in your daily life.
Yeah.
You
And I
pick
was-
up the wrong
the
pair
thing
of
that
glasses
thrills-
one day, and then you've got an intruder in
You're
your
sitting
house.
there in your workplace, someone busts through, you scream, people are like, "What the hell's wrong with you?"
Yeah,
I mean,
or you think
Especially
you're
for
putting
people
on
like glasses with
you
me.
think you're putting
With
on the
people with
game
glasses
glasses.
like me.
You're putting on your real glasses. Someone breaks into your house, and you think that it's a game.
well,
So
you
you
got
take-
you
you
just
take
all
off your
around
glasses.
everything covered. don't
Die!
you?
Why the hell won't you die? Go away!
That would
And
be
then
bad.
and then
That
you
would be
die
horrible.
because someone
You
broke
see,
in.
that's
killed
why
you.
it's a bad idea.
yeah, it's-
But if you have it in a room where you
But
know
that's
that
where
it
I
doesn't
see
look
this
like your
going.
house.
But then you'd have games that are a bit
So you
more.
can have a specialized location
A bit
where
more
people go
innocent.
and play,
Yeah.
and
like
they can't leave.
the
with
thing that would thrill me would be Pokemon,
Like an arcade.
augmented reality Pokemon, where you look out and you see Pokemon around you.
Just
You can
running
look down
around.
at your belt and there are Pokeballs, and you can pick them up, and naturally they're not there, but you know you feel like you are, and you toss them out there, and out pops these cute little Pokemon.
you know what'd
or
be really cool?
Charizard, depending.
You buy a box about the size of the Xbox box, all right, and that's the game,
The Xbox.
all right. And the game comes with a belt.
right.
It comes with 6 balls
Okay.
on the belt.
See, look at
that you can
yes, There
remove.
you go.
I was like,
All right.
what?
That way
6
you have
balls?
something to
Free
work
pair.
with, so that it has weight.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? You've got.
I mean, I wouldn't
you
even
sit there
care if there was weight. You pick this, and if you actually know what's going on with Pokemon, is you pick them up, and they're about this big, and you can fit them between your fingers, because they do that in the anime a lot. And you push a button on it, and it grows to be a full hand size, and you toss it out. So, I mean, I wouldn't even care. If you pick up, it's like attached to your belt. It's in your belt practically. You pick up this little tiny ball.
And just
and you
flick it.
push a button, and it expands, and then you toss it out there, and out comes this giant Charizard, which Charizard is about the size of a human. So,
That would revolutionize
everything.
It would
I
all be
mean,
different.
really,
everything.
that's
you
what
would
I'm
have
saying.
people literally
Augmented
going out
reality.
to parks and having Pokemon tournaments.
Yes.
Yeah, they'd be fighting each other.
Exactly. You can access each other's helmets, visor, Morpheus,
Like
whatever.
Street Pass.
You know what's
And you just
unfortunate
fight.
about all this? We'll probably never see this in our lifetime.
No, we might.
because this is probably just a
We'll be
trick.
old, but we
We'll
might.
be old. We could probably do it when we're old. We'd be like those creepy guys.
We'll go
in
back to
Pokemon.
school. We'll go back to school and
Yeah,
go
like-
back to
I remember
college
when I was
together.
your age.
The Mountaineers and the stuff.
Yeah, I remember when I was your age. I used to play with Pikachu.
But see,
now
think
you
of it
play
this
with
way.
like the fifth evolution of Pikachu.
If
and-
you could do Street
Hey!
Pass like that, if you could do Street Pass in with the visor type deal,
yes.
you could have satellites set up to where it's the world
Yeah.
is literally the world in the game.
Yeah.
So like you start walking through a grassy section on Earth, Pokemon battle.
I
You,
mean,
you go to a
that's what
city,
I'm saying.
you walk into a
You-
Kroger or something, Pokemon Center, or a Mart.
A
Yeah.
mart.
You can actually like go places and buy things.
Yeah,
you return to
ridiculous
your
that would
house
be.
and you actually
isn't
end up in
anybody?
your house.
And this could be. This really. You don't have to have. Okay. To get sophisticated, you could have the very complex. You could have the very complex AR, augmented reality stuff, right? Right. You could go out and you could look at it and be like, okay, this is all VR, and have the characters out in the field and everything. That's fine. Or you could do it in today's sense of the terms and just have it like as an app and have your GPS on your app.
Yeah.
And just walk around and your phone vibrates. Oh, Pokemon.
Pokemon battle. Okay.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. But then with the headset, like the
See,
eyewear thing,
and this
you
could be your
just walk around.
Pokedex. All of your technology put together.
20 years. I give it 20 years.
Nintendo will
20
never
years.
do
Let's
that.
see. We'll all be like 40 or so.
I'll be 40.
I'll be 40.
I'll be 40. You'll be 30.
8.
You'll be 38. Hey,
You'll be the baby.
whatever.
You know, that's not a lot different. Anyway, and
close.
we're out there playing Pokemon. You know how cool that'd be?
Oh, yeah.
I would totally do it.
Out there with my
Yeah.
kids.
I'd be the
yeah.
heckler.
That'd be great.
Fuck you!
show it. You can show
you all playing Pokemon. Stop playing Pokemon!
You could show your kid how to catch Pokemon.
Hey, kid, get off my lawn!
One thing
I'm
that
trying to catch a Raichu on my yard.
Logan, it's us! Go to hell!
Houston, this is
See,
this is like the best
it's
thing
the,
ever.
It's the one thing that
Sir,
you couldn't
can I
get in the game.
Can I capture that
Yeah.
Charmander that's running around in your yard?
No.
What the hell are you talking about?
See, I mean, like
I'd beat the one guy
in
with
the
a
games,
shotgun. No
in the
Pokemon
games,
players.
you always had to have someone else show you. In this
Yeah.
game, it could literally be you being a father showing your son.
You
Can
teach
you- hold on,
your
can you
children how
imagine-
to catch Pokemon.
Can you imagine having
awesome.
restaurants that have
Take your kid
signs
fishing. It's
No
just
say
like,
no
Pokemon.
Pokemon trainers allowed?
You'd be like, oh, I gotta take this off.
Oh my god.
I mean, you could do Pokemon.
No,
you could do anything.
no, it's not like I gotta take this off. It's like,
I'm not gonna go there.
I mean, simple as that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you just take off the glasses, you know.
Instead of
But if
having
that
augmented
Charmander shows
reality
up,
Pokemon, you can
all
just
bets are off.
Yeah, if that Charmander shows up.
What, you're telling me Sweet
all
Queen's
over.
outside? I'll be back. Give me 30 minutes.
And think about it, you could have like how back in the day, this is pretty much our topic of the day. Our topic of the day was gonna
This.
be
VR.
This.
The VR.
VR stuff. But so we're already talking about it. So this is the topic of the week. We're not doing any trailers this week. There weren't really any trailers.
Wait, can we move on to
Yeah.
the next story? I feel like
No, we'll
No,
move on to
topic of the
that.
week,
But
man.
we got to talk about this.
This is
The
very-
little
UPC
break.
codes, right? Remember back in like the 90s? Will, you might, I don't know, you
I
might
probably know what
remember.
you're talking about.
But it was like monster scanners or whatever.
Yes!
Oh,
that
yeah.
commercial.
You
Yeah.
would pick out like cans off the store and you would scan the UPC.
That was the early
Think
2000s
about-
or mid 2000s.
Think
I
about
was thinking about that.
They
the other
have
day.
those these days,
Minute.
you know.
But
Yeah.
A variation
Nintendo,
of it.
well,
QR
QR codes.
Yeah.
You could do QR codes with specific companies. Nintendo
Okay.
could partner with like
There's
Mountain
actually-
Dew and have it like potions
Actually-
and like
Ooh.
and stuff like that. Nintendo could even make their own food
There is
to
actually
sell.
okay.
They have gummies.
we're gonna go. Here we go. Nintendo is way ahead of everybody else. Honestly,
If
on this.
if
Okay,
in
well,
the
we're
on the
Yes.
3DS, there is a thing that you can get. It's called the 3D Pokédex, and basically, you put a QR code down, and you put your 3DS over it,
I've seen it. Yeah,
and a Pokemon pops up, and it moves around a little bit, and it's 3D.
right in front of you in real
and
life.
it's AR. It's augmented reality, and that's really cool.
It really is cool.
You
They
go
could- oh.
farther with that. I mean, if Nintendo chose to go the way everybody else is doing, they do have a little bit of an added bonus from the 3DS. So
I mean-
they could build off of that.
Didn't they have a swipey thing for Pokemon at one time? Like you swipe a card and it
Long
would
ago.
bring that Pokemon into your game.
That's familiar.
Yeah.
It's called like the
Very.
what is it called?
It
The
was a long time ago.
Pokeswipe.
It never
or
caught
something?
on.
No.
They used to be sold. That was Project Spark installing.
Calm. Nah. Stay.
Stay,
Good boy.
Will. Anyway, let's move on to our next news story. Logan, what do you got?
Finally, all right.
I gotta grab a drink.
We'll be
Back on
Keep talking.
back
we'll
on
be back to the same
PlayStation.
thing, right? I guarantee it.
In Canada,
That's too cool.
Alex, the camera. Okay,
He's gonna clip that.
yeah, you better clip
No,
that.
you can talk. No, I'm listening. I'm listening. Keep going.
In Canada, the PlayStation 4 is getting a $50 price increase. So it will be it'll be $350. No, sorry, $449.99 or whatever. In Canadian dollars, which are roughly the same value as an American dollar. So yeah.
So, why is Canada doing this?
Well, Canada's not doing it.
Canada's
Sony's doing it.
silly.
It wasn't.
Why? But why?
It wasn't a very
Canada
long.
doesn't do anything.
It wasn't a very long article. It didn't go into details quite that much. And
doesn't do
honestly, I
anything.
can't remember,
But fun TV shows.
but they're doing it.
Canada
Keep
is
talking.
silly.
Silly
No,
Canada.
we
The
really
government
like
of Canada is saying,
good
"I
shows.
love Canada. I have a
What?
look
You make good shows. I'm speaking
Canada.
directly to Canada right
to
now.
the
Canada
Canadians,
is-
our Canadian viewers,
I
if we
think
had
we
any."
all love
Hey.
Canada. There's nothing. Yeah.
You
Alex
got
hates
Niagara
Canada.
Falls, or half of it.
Hey,
All right,
Hey,
that's
hey,
hearsay.
this is-
That is slander and libel.
you make fun of Canadian airsoft laws constantly.
Because they're Canadian. Thank you, sir.
Anyway, yes, and look it up really quick. See what you think. See if that tells us the reason.
Oh.
That's bad video game reporting on my part. But
Here,
if there's a reason, I'd like to know.
I got you, Alex.
What were you called? Oh, Will's got it.
Canadian.
So hold on. They're raising the price.
Yes,
In
from
Canada.
$400 to $450.
Wait, do they use dollars?
They have Canadian dollars.
Oh.
There's a Canadian dollar. There's an Australian dollar.
Okay.
There's a Mexican peso.
That's a
Just,
thing.
No, that's a Mexican peso.
New Zealand has a dollar as well.
Okay.
The British have the pound.
I'm surprised that Canada doesn't have a pound.
They're
They used
also
to.
saying that certain PS4 accessories and software will be seeing a price bump.
Yeah, did it mention games?
Why are they jacking the price?
The
That's what we
the
wanna
camera
know.
and the DualShock 4 go from 60
Yes.
to 65.
Yep, that makes sense.
Are they getting that many sales that they're wanting to bump the
The
price up? and make more
MLB
money off of it?
14 and Infamous Second Son will go to 70
Well, that's a good thing I already paid for
rather
that.
than their 60.
In Canada only.
In Canada.
that
only.
might
I know,
just be trying to level the playing field economically a little
I was
bit.
saying maybe it's cheaper.
Well, they
over
may
there
be
because of the
selling
dollar.
out.
because that's why they're
Okay.
dropping it in
Sony
Europe.
said in a statement
raising
that
it
the
in
price
Canada.
changes were being made due to response.
You're making it.
What?
You're making it move.
What move?
You're making the Xbox move. Anyway.
What?
Yeah, it can see
Continue.
it can see
can
you
see you.
from that angle.
Just-
Oh,
just
really?
don't move.
It
Intriguing.
has a wide angle.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Keep going.
Well, if we
Well,
start
that's-
live streaming someday, hopefully it'll
We're
be
talking
able to
about
see us.
PlayStation now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go on.
To respond to changes in market environment, but they didn't really say anything more.
Okay,
so-
it could be that they're selling out too quickly, so they're raising the prices to try and keep supply, but I doubt it.
Or
it's
or
not
it
like
could
that's
just
going
be
to affect their supply.
or it could just be the
Well, the
value
supply
of
will
what
stay
does
constant.
Canada use?
dollar.
Okay.
Dollar?
Not
Okay.
our dollar, but
The Canadian
They're
dollar.
roughly equal.
But
Roughly.
it could be more.
or less.
See,
It
now
could be worth more.
Look it
Yeah.
up. There's an exchange rate.
Or
mean
worth
less.
less.
the
Look up the
exchange
That's why they're
rate.
charging more.
Here we go. Here's why. They think anyway. The
Who thinks?
the
The
this
website.
article.
Okay.
Yeah. On November 15th, the price for the $400 in 400 US dollars is equal to 417 Canadian
So
dollars.
they're very, very close.
And then, but today, the 400 US dollars is equal to 444 Canadian dollars. So the change in the
So they
actual.
should-
So is it really
They're
becoming more expensive?
Yes.
They're getting.
Yes.
It's actually becoming more expensive. Maybe it's more expensive to ship them to Canada.
No,
Maybe.
I mean, no. That's the change in the worth of the actual.
Every
Canadian
one
dollar.
U.S.
The
dollar.
Canadian dollar?
change.
Every one
every
U.S. dollar
is worth more in Canada.
$1.12.
In
Yeah.
Canada. So we're
But
we're
see,
worse off than they are.
Multiply that
dollar-wise.
12 times 400, and you've got a pretty big difference.
Sure.
So
Or
they're trying to
point-
level the playing field between the United
point
States and
12
Canada.
times
Yes.
400.
It's a lot cheaper
Yes.
to buy it in Canada right now.
Yes.
Or it would be.
It
Would
would be
be.
a lot cheaper to buy it in
Except-
Canada.
So if they raise it
right
to
now.
450, it's roughly equal.
Equal.
Yes.
There you go.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's $48.
That's what I was thinking.
Extra.
That's why they're dropping.
So they're
it in
basically
Europe.
getting it for $360
Yeah, pretty much.
US dollars.
That's why they're dropping the price in Europe. Various retailers are
Well,
dropping
it
'cause
wasn't
nobody's
yours. It was
buying
like $600 US dollars.
it. Yeah, nobody's buying it, so they're gotta drop it.
I mean, apparently someone's buying it.
Well, dedicated people buy it.
Oh.
Have you ever seen that
Wait,
video
wait.
of the
So-
of
So
the
you're saying
PS4
you're
now
in
dedicated?
Germany?
We watched it.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
we didn't show it on the podcast for some reason.
The what?
Holy cow!
One more time.
I put it on.
Will, stop.
I posted it
Stop
on the
shaking
website.
hands
Oh,
with the
there it is.
Xbox.
There it is. See, it wouldn't track me earlier, and I was confused.
I
but
think
now
you have
it
to have
is.
your hand out for a certain amount of time for it to recognize it.
So I was
Yeah.
just making all sorts of odd hand gestures. This is pretty cool. I've got a little hand. Let's see. Oh, yep. I can high five.
Open Gangnam style.
All right. Anyway, let's move on. Houston, what's your next news story?
My neck news story. My neck.
My
news
neck news
story.
story.
Your neck.
My neck.
Your
Um,
neck. News story.
Wow. All right. It's GDC just talked about well, not just
Calm
talked
down.
about, but they were talking about Firewatch,
Ah, yes, Firewatch.
which it looks so much better than I had expected when I originally
Right,
saw
right.
stuff about it. It's gonna be taking a lot of I don't want to say taking, but it's gonna be looking a lot like BioShock, and it's also gonna look a lot like what was the other game that I was gonna say? BioShock and I
remember.
literally just said it not too long ago.
I have no idea.
Give me a second. Let me read through here again. BioShock.
I wonder. It won't track me now. I wonder
you
if it's
texting
because I
My
have a
parents.
weird.
Metroid Prime.
Metroid
Jeez.
Prime.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's got a lot of inspiration for it from BioShock and Metroid Prime.
Right.
The artwork looks a whole bunch like BioShock did. Like it's
That's
got that
for sure.
that nice, vibrant, but also kind of dark looking tone to it.
Right.
Like very like this one.
So vivid.
Yeah, it's vivid, but it's also not as realistic
So it's ambient.
as most games are. You know how BioShock it looked more.
So it's
Bioshock
kind of
1?
Yeah, the original
kind of
BioShock. Like it
cartoony
didn't
on
look.
purpose,
It
you
looked
know?
cartoony, but it wasn't like
See,
overly
and yet everybody's
cartoony.
Gritty.
complaining about how
Yeah.
the
It was
a gritty
graphics aren't
cartoon.
good. And
It was a
certain
gritty
games
cartoon.
and stuff.
It wasn't. I don't want to talk bad about Borderlands, but Borderlands was way more cartoony.
It was more comic bookish.
Yeah, and this is more like Clone Wars looking. I guess you would say.
Ah,
yeah.
That would be a good real attribution for it. But it's
Which,
very
by the way,
vibrant.
IGN posted a article the other day about how out of order the Clone War episodes are, and if you watch them in the right order, they make more sense. And I tried doing that, and it's like, whoa! All of a sudden, the story makes sense.
Maybe I should do that.
You should probably do that.
Well, I'm watching it on Netflix right now, and I'm only 2
Yeah.
episodes in.
Yeah, see, they kind of go out of order, and they don't make a lot of sense. They're okay episodes, kind of.
But when you watch them in order,
But when you watch them in order, it's like if you actually go in chronological order, it makes more sense.
I need
which
to,
is-
I need to watch that. Yeah.
Intriguing. But they're like, you have to go way out of order for the ones like how they were published versus like how you should watch them.
I'll check
really
that out.
confusing.
Anywho.
There's
So-
121
you-
episodes.
So Firewatch. What's
Yes.
Firewatch?
You are a
Yeah.
supposed park ranger that over this huge park. All right, called
That sounds cool.
yeah, and you come across a group of campers.
Wait, is it Jurassic Park?
No, you come
Aw.
across a group of campers
That would be no
that
fun.
you think are
Get
going to
eaten
try
every
and
day.
commit arson and burn down the forest.
The campers are.
This group of campers that you see, you get
Kind
kind
of
of
like a horror game.
it's I
It
don't know.
sounds like a horror game.
You know how
That's a very good start for a horror game.
in Bioshock,
Honestly, if the campers were zombies instead,
and you're actually the
bam.
killer.
oh, that'd be crazy. But like I'm saying,
I just spoiled probably Firewatch for everybody.
the story.
Maybe.
The story is almost like Bioshock in the fact that you have another character
Right.
that you don't see,
Right.
that you're on a walkie-talkie with, and her name is Delilah.
Hey there,
Hey
Delilah.
there,
What's it
Delilah.
like
Yeah.
in New York City? You're
But
a million miles
as you
away from me.
go through the game, you kind of realize that it's not all like this person you're talking to is not all happy all the time, and there's some darker. Like it says here in the thing that it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows in their
Is it
relationship.
like
Ooh.
So
listed
what
psychological
what
factors in
what
here?
kind of
Some
game
dark
is it?
undertones.
It looks like
Is
it's
a point and click,
first person mystery game. They're being really vague with details.
So
It says
Probably-
think Mirror's Edge or Breakdown,
Huh.
and you're in the same ballpark as in camera movements and animations. So it's going to be
Wait,
like
Mirror's
first
Edge and what else?
person Breakdown.
Mirror's Edge is like
It's almost like parkour
So
looking.
Yeah,
is there going to
but
be
this, like,
combat?
balance.
is it like parkour in the
Uh,
forest?
If
there-
there's no combat, I'm fine with that. If it's if
Yeah.
it's a game like Gone Home,
It
where
says
you're
it's
just
the
exploring.
team's emphasis is visual storytelling.
Good.
That
Good.
could-
I
yeah,
wanna-
that
I want
could
to see more
actually
games
be-
like that.
That not
wanna
only
see more games like
exists
that.
throughout the environment,
Huh.
but it's also in his movement. So I guess like if he hurts himself and he's got a limp, then your
So it's an
character's
art
gonna
game.
favor a certain side. It's
What?
gonna be a
So
very
it's more like an art.
artsy
No.
type,
It is?
Well, no. Well,
seemingly.
I think
It's not if it's not a fighting
story
game. That's
game.
not actually bad.
it's a story game. It's not an
Well,
artsy
It's about
game.
time somebody
It's a
made a game
story
that wasn't
game.
just about
Oh.
fighting.
It's also going to be apparently open multiplayer, like
Ooh.
So there will be
like
fighting.
Destiny. Well, it says say three players arrive at the same point in the story because of the breadth of freedom we've given them and how they explore the world and how
like
they
Journey.
interact with this woman. Different players could arrive at the same point and have the moment mean completely different things.
It's like Journey.
What was Journey?
This sounds just like Journey.
What was Journey?
Journey was a PS3 game where,
But there was no dialogue or anything.
well, it's just like Journey but with dialogue.
But
Sounds like, and it's a different setting. It plays like Journey, is what I'm saying. Where you start off, you don't know exactly what you are, except now you do, and you're just left to explore. And you may meet multiplayer characters along the way if they reach the same point as you, right?
yes,
And they may join you, you may leave them, whatever. It's your journey, and it's the same like this. It's interacting in the same way. That's what at least that's what I got from
it's
it.
a PC game. Straight up,
Yeah,
it's for
well,
Linux, Mac, and PC.
Makes sense.
No, so it's no console.
It's
Makes
no console.
sense.
The Vanaman, the person they spoke to that interviewed
Oh,
about it,
yeah.
he says that nobody wants a Gone Home 2, and that Gone Home's biggest fans want them to do a different game.
Right.
So the developers
I
of
agree.
Gone Home are the ones working
Oh,
on the
really?
game. Yes.
Really?
And they're doing a
Dude,
different
okay,
game.
I love Gone Home. Gone
haven't
Home
played
is
it.
in my top 5 games of 2013.
I haven't played it. I wanted to.
So good.
Is it a PS3 game?
PC. It's coming to PS4, I believe.
When?
This year sometime. They're bringing it over. to
Oh,
PS4.
porting it.
Yeah. But
But
Gone Home,
it's almost like
an amazing, like it wasn't no combat.
it's not a horror game, is it? It's not scary,
I'm not gonna say anything.
or is it just thriller?
I'm not gonna say
Well, can you
anything.
give me a genre?
No, I can't.
That's
What about
spoiling
the
it?
kidness, Dad?
It really no. It really spoils the entire game. If I give you a genre, gameplay,
Do you have
whatever.
a copy of it?
Yeah.
I'll have to borrow it.
Yeah, I have a copy of it.
Or
Well, I
play
have it
or
on not PS4, PC.
I'll have to
It
play it.
If you
little
you can
bit.
sit down one time and play all the way through it. It's maybe a 2 or 3 hour game. It's a fun game. Extremely emotional.
I remember you talking about it. I don't.
See, these
It
games
is
that
awesome.
like wage psychological warfare on you seem to be kind of common, but at the same time few and far between. It's
Well,
like
this one is great because the story. I don't want to talk about the story because I'm going to spoil it for you. But it's phenomenal. I didn't think I would. I didn't know what to go into expecting. That's why it touched me so much, and I think that's why I don't want to say anything to you. Don't look up what the game is about because that'll ruin it. Because the whole thing I liked about it is you go through and just explore, and you learn the story bit by bit by bit until you reach the end, and then you it concludes. And I mean, it's a great one-off game. They don't need to make a second one.
That's
Because-
what he said. He said that they don't. The
Makes
the
no
fans of the
sense.
game don't want him to make a second one.
Yeah.
So they want to make
It
something
makes no
else.
sense, and I'm glad they're making this. That's what That's what else I was gonna say. This sounds like Gone Home. This sounds like a Gone Home game. But you're right. It's being made by the guys at Gone Home. Cool. Will. Next news story.
Okay.
Go.
Go, go, go.
Go Power Rangers.
Go, go, Power Rangers.
So
go, go, Power
We went to
Once
Rangers.
Comic Con
again,
and saw Power Rangers.
we've been
All of them.
there's
Oh,
been
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
talk
talk
about
about Twitch these days.
Ah, yeah, Twitch.
We've got Twitch streaming on our. That's where we stream everything. That's where Twitch plays Pokemon, which they did beat Red. They're moving on
to
to
Emerald in 2 days.
2 days.
Oh,
yeah.
good life.
Tracking me. They've been playing a very varying range of games anyway, but Twitch is finally going mobile. So
Yes.
not like they have a mobile app now.
So people are
but
going to be
they're-
able to stream their Flappy Bird gameplay.
No,
show
that's
off.
not how it's. There's only at the moment there's only one game that they're trying this for, and it's Asphalt 8, which is it's a racing game for mobile devices.
Okay.
It's got amazing graphics
For a mobile game.
For a mobile game, it's
Actually,
really nice.
It's got pretty good graphics for a console game too. I had it came pre-downloaded on my phone.
Oh, really?
I deleted it because it was so big.
It is.
It was like
is-
4
it's-
gigs.
but it's
Dang.
a really nice game, and I got it months ago and have been playing it ever since, and
Right.
it's absolutely incredible. But they're going to introduce Twitch streaming for it, and so they're updating in the near future for iOS devices.
Oh.
Yeah. So for the
So
moment,
it
it's
could
just going to
be-
stick to Apple, but
Okay.
we
Yeah.
might
It'll probably branch out to
have
Android
it.
eventually.
Yeah, we might have it.
Well, I can download
And
it on my iPhone.
theoretically, it will be there. It'll be here pretty soon. They're working on an update now, and it'll be intriguing to see how well it works when you stream. It also looks at your face using the front-facing camera on the iPhone. So
Do
you
not like
hold
that.
like this.
So can you also watch streams?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I want to know.
Yeah.
All right. That way I
That's
can
cool.
start watching Twitch plays Pokemon.
You can also start watching College
Why?
Gamer streams.
That
If
too.
you go and look up College Gamer / Alex Raptor Killer,
You can
or
always
He
watch
kills raptors. He
streams
really does.
on,
or College Gamer
on
94.
Twitch has a very nice app for
Yeah.
mobile devices.
Just look up College Gamer
And it
and you'll
works pretty
find,
well.
I think, all of us streaming. No, except Will. Will doesn't have anything.
I don't really.
Houston, have you set up your Twitch account?
No.
College Gamer dash.
Did we do Twitch or was it Ustream? Was
I have a
Twitch
Twitch
wasn't
No,
it?
it's
account,
Switch,
actually.
So
When did we
do
do
have
it?
a
when I
Twitch
stream on-
account.
Well, we did it at launch night.
Made
we
a
didn't
Twitch
know if
account
you had
during
done it yet.
Twitch Plays Pokemon
It's free.
Red.
Yeah. You just hit, and basically look. Once
So
you set
that I
up,
could
you hit
put in
share
commands.
and hit X.
I was like,
and
I'm
you're
tired of you
streaming,
idiots.
Basically,
I'm
it's
going to
cool.
put in my own commands, and therefore became an idiot.
That's why the sharing button's really cool.
So look up College Gamer / dash
Anyway, what are
Alex,
these buttons here?
Logan, or Nick,
Share.
or Houston
Options.
eventually, and watch our live streams every so often.
Is it the exact same? Oh, so they have a share button on this too?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel disappointed that
Actually,
it
it's a record.
That's
DVR
actually a
button.
record.
Ah, so you can't.
That is dedicated share.
There we go. There we go. Buy PlayStation.
But you can record longer videos.
No, you can't. No, you can't. It's 10 minutes on here, 15 minutes on there.
Did you read that somewhere?
Yes.
He
the
knows.
specs.
He knows.
The specs.
Don't.
The
don't.
official specs
don't
says
review. He
10
knows.
minutes
He knows.
on here, 15 minutes on the PS4. PS4 wins. And PS4 is having an update. This isn't my news story.
Mm-hmm.
But PS4 is having an update where you can add your jump drive and
Let's
put
just
your
segue into your news story then, because
Yeah.
we're kind of done with that.
But you can move your jump drive, use your jump drive to transfer video files from your PS4 to the jump drive, or record straight to the jump drive, which is awesome because you can record longer.
Where's the
than-
HDMI
Why
thing?
couldn't you do that before?
Because
Huh?
you just couldn't. I
It
mean,
was
that
just a
just
firmware
oversight?
thing.
You
They
could
didn't.
transfer it, couldn't you?
They didn't know. No, you have to do it through. You know the little Facebook thing.
Oh, that's
For
right.
our reviews, we have to go through a
Yeah.
very convoluted process to get it onto YouTube.
Facebook.
But now
it,
it'll be a lot easier.
download it,
Now we could just put it
upload
on a jump drive, put it straight on the computer. And we're good.
Bingo.
That's useful. Seeing as how I now have a 16 gig jump drive.
I have a 32. I have like that little small red one I have over there. It's like a 32
Micro
gig.
So yours is
They
actually
make
double
really,
what his
really
is.
small jump drives that contain
I win.
huge amounts of data.
Yeah.
And you have more consoles now.
And also we don't have to spend, like all day uploading it to Facebook.
That was fun.
I still have to upload all the Metal Gear Solid for the video review. And that's not looking fun.
still on.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't save. Okay, anyway. Let's move on to my last news story here. Anyway.
Logan.
I don't know how to work one of these things. I've never owned a DS.
Sony has come out and stated that they have underestimated the demand for the PS4 camera. The
have no
peripheral has sold 900,000 units to date.
At first, I thought it read
The what?
900 million units. I was like,
It
what?
has sold 900,000 units to date.
No, what's it called?
The PS4 camera.
At least a peripheral.
Peripheral camera.
It is the peripheral.
It's
The
called
unit-
the peripheral.
It is a peripheral
It's a
camera.
peripheral camera. Yes.
Oh, the camera is a peripheral.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was called peripheral.
No.
But that's just the iToy, right?
It's not an iToy anymore.
That-
That was a PS2 thing.
That's totally an iToy. That's a repurposed iToy.
Whatever.
You're a night tool. Okay.
Let's see here.
don't-
They say they're severely supply constrained. They didn't expect a lot of people to want the camera
Better
because
raise
of
the
a lot of
prices.
backlash because of the Kinect. So that's why they didn't package it with the PS4 in the first place.
Still a good choice.
But now that everybody's seeing the uses of the camera, like when you stream gameplay, you
Everybody
can-
wants to talk to their system, apparently.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hands with it. He's like,
Here's some info.
You've got Siri.
Listen to
you've
this.
got
Listen to
Sony.
this. Here's the info. The console attach rate is about 15%.
Sorry.
Okay, meaning Sony has sold about 900,000 units.
Stop groping the Xbox.
Xbox close.
just leave it.
Close.
What the hell? Are you...
Pause from here. Psh.
Player
Xbox.
person one.
Xbox.
Choose this person.
One person talk at a time.
I just wanted to close. Xbox
Back.
close.
Xbox. Back. There you go. Just leave it.
Again, he's
Leave
our
it. Let me
Xbox-
explain
our Xbox
this. Let me
Gandalf.
explain this because the camera is cool. Okay, so it has sold 900,000 units to date, and Sony representatives are saying please be patient. I have used the Sony camera a lot. When I stream, I always have the camera use my face. When I walk up
Fixed
to the
it.
Sony to the PS4,
I fixed it.
right, and I
What?
press the
What do you
PlayStation
expect?
button to turn it on, right, it recognizes my faces and automatically logs into my account. Granted, the Xbox One could probably do the same thing.
Hard to miss a face like that.
But
It does.
the fact that it's optional is
Yeah.
is an up.
It's
Right.
it's a plus because
It's also an optional on here. You can say that you don't want the Connect to log
yeah,
you
but
in.
you have to buy it.
You
with-
it has to come with it,
and that
that's
jumps
what
the
makes
prices
the
up
console-
$100.
Yeah,
That's why the PS4 is $100 cheaper.
True.
Which-
I just
It's
went ahead
they're the
and
same
bought
price now,
the
right?
thing anyway. The,
$499.99.
$399.99 is the PS4.
You bought one.
$499
I know,
is the
I
Xbox
just-
You
One.
own a PS4, but not an Xbox One. You're getting the prices mixed up.
Anyway,
Wait, so is it different? Is it a different price if you buy it with the camera?
the PS4. Well,
It's
the,
not
the
packaged
camera,
with it, but-
if you can find one, is $60.
I mean, you bought it was it all in the package for
They're
you?
gonna
or
make
you
No,
bought
I
it-
bought it. I bought it
separately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they making
I
more?
huh?
Of course.
They're
make
making
more.
as many as they possibly can because people want them. Because you can play the
Because
Playroom.
they're cool.
The
I mean,
camera
what's
actually
better
raised
than actually
prices
being
on
to
them if they're-
being able to interact with your Xbox or PlayStation without having to use the controller?
right.
Well,
They
we
may
kinda
actually have
saw
to
that
raise
problem.
prices on them if
What?
they keep
We kinda
selling
saw
out
that
like
problem.
this.
What do you mean?
Well, everyone trying to
Jeremy?
talk to it, trying
Yeah,
to use it to
everybody
do
trying to
something.
talk-
It's
I
not
mean, they
Well,
actually have to
yeah,
raise
there was
prices on
that,
them. People
but,
keep,
you know,
they keep selling out like
Here-
that.
did
here's the
fix it
thing.
anyway.
Here's the thing with the camera. It has sold so much that they have had to raise the price in certain retailers.
Yeah.
Like if you
Well, they'll keep the
go,
supply relatively constant.
if
they
you
raise
go
it up a little bit.
to GameStops across the country, sometimes you'll find it for like $65 instead of
Or
$59.99?
75 might work too.
maybe.
Yeah.
I think the price that
It'll be
I've seen
up
is
to-
65.
It'll be up to each individual retailer, of course.
Right. So but some GameStops, I haven't seen every GameStop do that. Some Walmarts you can still find them. You gotta get lucky with it. People just want
65
it.
in Canada.
Getting lucky in Kentucky, you know. I mean,
It's like if you give the person the option to buy it or not buy it, the person's usually gonna buy it.
I did not buy it.
Well, if it's worth it.
Of course,
If they're like, well, here's this light bar on my controller. What does the light bar do? Nothing unless you have the camera.
This light bar, actually, this one, so you can turn it on, it flashes. It's
You
that
just turn
beautiful
on my
light
camera.
bar.
Turned on.
Oh
Yes.
my! You just turned. on
It's
the PS4.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just gonna sit there and be like, play
What do
me.
you think, Houston?
Just lost my train of thought. Continue.
What do you think, Will? Do you think the PS4 camera's a cool idea? We're about to play the player later.
Yeah.
I'll show you what the camera does.
I mean, I said it earlier. What's better than being able to interact without using the actual
Well-
controller?
There's some games that use the camera.
That's it.
Yeah.
Seeing as how I only have one game, there's no point.
Oh,
me
yeah,
to have
Battlefield.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Well,
getting
every
another game
system,
tomorrow.
every system
Yeah.
comes with the player.
See, I personally
No,
have.
I know, and it keeps telling me to upload it, but I'm like, I don't even have a camera, so I'm not gonna be gonna.
I personally
deal
am
with
really
that.
bad with both the Xbox and Sony controller because I'm not used to either of them. I'm used to using the GameCube.
If
or the
you
Wii
got a
controller.
PS4 or an
just gotta
Xbox
play it.
One, it would take about a week, and you'd be.
Probably, but
Yeah.
if I don't
Prime
have
example,
to use
prime
them,
example.
why should I?
This is even different than the 360 one. I mean, 'cause the buttons are laid out
It's the
similar,
same.
but it still takes some getting used to, I'm sure.
I
don't
kind
know.
of want to
Play
get
one.
Forza.
That's the game that I
Yeah.
played for it.
That's kind of what
How
I
was it?
want to get.
It was good. Like you can use
Forza's
the
really-
controller,
It's an 1080p.
really nice.
Okay. Oh, you can steer like this.
and there's so much like
It
mean-
actually steers nicely.
there's
But see,
glare.
that's once again why I'm like,
See, I mean,
with an augmented reality
just use
system,
this
you don't
I
need a
would too.
controller. You can just view yourself doing things.
I'm assuming you have the
Yeah.
technology here to do the same thing.
Well, see,
but-
they didn't have the gloves at one point back in the '80s. The virtual reality didn't have gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo had a
The
well,
gauntlet or
yeah,
whatever it's called.
yeah.
For sure.
The
So, I mean-
power thingy.
The Power Glove with the controller built into it. Have you
Yeah.
ever seen that movie?
Oh, what was it?
It was I don't know. It's some
Was it
terrible
Wizard?
80s movie.
Was it the Wizard?
Something like that. And he's like, I got the Nintendo Power Glove, and he puts it on and he starts playing like this old like 80s Atari like
Yeah.
racing
Well,
game.
I mean,
he's like, oh,
One of the
oh,
Beethoven
yeah.
movies has it.
I have to say though, it would be really cool if you could just put on a suit and you could control all of your systems like that.
Like a mocap suit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
need
mean-
a mocap studio though. It's
Well,
I
see,
mean-
what would be cool? Oh no, because your
Uh,
camera could do it. Because it bounces all that light refraction off of everything. It could technically build your 3D body in
Kinda
a
like
game for you
radar
using
that
that
moves
camera.
things.
If they did
But
things right.
it's visual
See,
with
the
light.
Xbox camera, if you turn off all the lights right now, there's green. all
Stop
over it.
listening.
Xbox. Yeah.
It hurts you say its
Xbox,
name.
stop listening. Thank you.
But yeah,
You don't have to say thank you. It's an
if you
Xbox.
turn
I'm
the
gonna have
lights
to
off,
watch out what I
Don't
say
be
around
if you
here.
turn the lights off,
It's
there's
a-
green
it's
all
just
in this
numbers.
room right now. Like if you turn on that camera, if you turn on the night vision, you can see
I don't think it
green
has night
lights.
vision,
Oh.
but
See,
Lame.
Oh, pardon me for that.
actually,
We're not gonna try it.
if I turned it off,
That just wait.
if I turned off the light, well, if I turned off the lights, I bet we could, because it picks up IR.
But let's do that later.
It's not worth it to
What
have
are
it
we-
on. Just
what are
take
we
take
talking
Houston's
about?
word for it,
I don't
people.
know.
Okay, yeah, we'll try it later.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you watch Paranormal Activity 3,
Oh,
it's in there.
yeah.
It's an
See,
actual thing.
I don't know if
It's
this one
really-
does that though.
It's yeah,
I-
that's what it should.
I mean, it's not
It's a
that
different
hard
model
to.
though. It's the new.
Same camera type though. Same.
It's not that hard to have
Pickup stuff.
a system that. I mean, now you don't need a suit because they have cameras.
You
that
are the
work
suit.
that
for it.
make
mean,
yeah.
the suit around your body.
Yeah.
Remember
Using
that-
refracted light and shading.
Remember that
and
game they
distance.
had for the TV like years
The
ago?
same
That would like
properties as invisibility technology.
you could plug into your
Yes,
TV
which
and it would
does
like have
exist.
the stupid
does.
games on it where you were in
Oh,
the
the
game.
plug and play games.
Yeah.
That Duck Hunt game.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
a
used
fun
to
game.
take that thing. I pulled the cord off of it when I beat it. Pulled the cord off of it. Just used it as a gun.
Hey, we play airsoft, so it's.
It's right, the same thing.
It's
All right, well, that
you're
was
actually
my
shooting stuff.
that was the last news story of the day. I
Sure
think we're sitting at an hour and a half. So I
That's
think
not
that's
bad
about
actually.
it.
It's cheaper than not cheaper than
Well,
It's
we've
usual.
already-
cheaper than usual.
Talking prices, it's shorter than usual.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was podcast, the College Gamer Podcast, episode 20.
Then, if you're in France,
We already discussed our topic of the week, which the topic of the week was the VR gaming, which was a pretty cool
virtual
topic.
reality, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
For sure.
make sure you like and subscribe the video if you're watching it. Be sure to follow us on
Get it way down
Facebook
there,
and
right?
like us on Twitter. No, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. I got those mixed up.
Get
You
it
can
right.
follow
You can
people
subscribe.
on yeah,
You can do
You
whatever.
can
Don't
follow people
confuse
on
him.
Facebook.
and we have a Tumblr.
Don't confuse them.
And a Tumblr.
We have
now.
a Tumblr now too.
We have a
yeah.
Tumblr.
We
We're
we
still
don't
figuring that
Tumblr.
out.
He does. So.
He's got
He's got the Tumblr for us.
We'll figure it out.
He's our Tumblr.
Either way, ladies and gentlemen,
Like tumbling, you know.
we're going to be starting live streams next week. We were trying to do it tonight, but we're going to be doing it next week.
With the Xbox.
With the Xbox,
We'll
we're gonna be
alternate
doing
between the
Titanfall.
two systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever game's out. We may be
Yeah,
doing some
yeah, I
Infamous
mean-
Second Son streams as well.
There you go.
Heck
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I'd
Is
be
it gonna be
up for
online for that?
No.
No, it's single
But you
player,
can
dude.
I don't know. I don't know the Infamous.
All right,
You
think
can
of it
still
this way.
stream.
Infamous Second Son will probably be the only single player game straight up that comes out this year.
Maybe.
What?
Most
The
likely
only non-multiplayer
the
game?
only non-multiplayer supported game
Order 1886 if it comes out this year.
Yeah.
if it comes out this year.
Witcher 3 is not coming out this year anymore.
Nope.
What else is?
See, it's going to be Destiny. It's going to
Phantom Pain
be
isn't.
Dragon
Phantom
Age.
Pain.
Dragon Age
No, Phantom
Inquisition
Pain is
isn't.
not.
Phantom Pain is next year,
Yeah.
sure.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Elder
That's
Scrolls is going
more
to be
news.
mass multiplayer. So it's a very good possibility that
Is the only
is
big.
one of the only
Watch,
big
well,
titles.
Watch Dogs is multiplayer.
and it got postponed, didn't it? Again?
May.
Oh, it got
So is
postponed. in May.
Destiny.
No, it's coming out in May.
Destiny's
Anyway,
multiplayer.
ladies and gentlemen,
All multiplayer.
this has been the College Gamer Podcast, episode 20. I'm your host, Alex Tudor, and as always, Logan Sowers, Houston Miller, and Will Powell. They're all silent, but we'll see you next week.